It's been several days. You guys will have been kind of just milling around, with the exception of Vic, who was wandering around Daggerford. Everybody else would kind of have been milling around the guild as you would normally. You kind of are awaiting instructions from Talisker. We'll pop you onto the right map, actually. If you've seen Talisker in the kind of days in between, you would notice that she seems very distracted. Kind of all the higher ups in the guild, so Talisker, Taxis, and Arcris are all very distracted. They're all kind of very serious. They don't really stop and chat as they may have done in the past. They seem to be bustling around a lot. And yeah, there's been several days in between that. And that is where we'll pick it up. You can be wherever you want to be. Putting in several... I was going to get to that, but you haven't been to Sea Lagoon, have you? So you don't know. Unless you have. Have you been to Sea Lagoon in the meantime? Do you want to see her?
Yes, I would have gone back and traumatized her again to collect them to make sure that we've got enough healing potions for the coming fight that could end us all.
I mean, there may not be a fight. You don't know that there's going to be a fight.
No, but that's what I just said to Lagoon.
Oh, great. Yeah, okay. Wow. I have a feeling that it's a good job that the tenants exist. So, like, because otherwise other members of the guild would just be like, right, we're going to kill Ricker because he's so mean to Lagoon.
I'm not mean.
Will have prepared 4 greater healing potions for you.
All right, okay. Well,
which she hands over, like, very willingly. She's like, obviously you don't have to pay her anything. She just kind of hands them over.
I'll put them in my inventory and then hand them out as and when I meet up with everyone.
Yeah. So, you would have got those from Lagoon. As we commence this session, you would be wherever you are in the guild, kind of just plodding around. You would not have seen Talisker all morning. She has been locked in the briefing room. If anybody kind of wandered past there, they would be able to hear talking, but not necessarily make out anything that was being said in there. And as we commence, you would hear the kind of dull tone of like the bell that normally rings to summon you to the meeting room.
A quick OC question.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow dot on Bundy, is that representing anything? I don't remember putting one on him, so I'm not sure, but I just wasn't sure if that's for something, some reason.
It's a bell. Ricker put a bell on him.
It's not something that I put on him that I'm aware of. Was it maybe to show when he was, when he was visible and when he wasn't? Because he kept popping in and out, didn't he?
Maybe. Right.
Little shit.
Well, I'd like to see Ricker try to put a bell on him.
Tune in next week, kids.
The funeral of Ricker.
Yeah. A bit like when I tried to put Lynn's cat in a box. I almost lost an arm.
In boxes. Interesting.
Shut up right now, Rob. No.
I'm assuming you were all going to make your way to the so I'll
the
just
bell
move
noise
you all rather than having you.
And did I see that thing that just vanished, or was that not meant to be there?
You would have seen that thing that just vanished. Yeah. You would know as well that it is Weasel. She is a member of the guild, but she is very rarely seen. Because
normally people that get to see her, it's the last few seconds of their life.
Yeah, so she just kind of, she's normally hanging around Talisker if she is visible, but most of the time she isn't. So you would be used to kind of just seeing her pop up in the guild. She doesn't really speak. When she does, it's very like singular words and quite a scratchy, like, yes, and then she'll run away. So she doesn't really interact with anybody with the exception of Talisker, who she does seem to follow around like a little puppy dog.
Loyal as ever.
As you make your way into the briefing room, it would be a little bit unusual that every single member of the guild is in the meeting room, kind of sat around the tables, with the exception of an additional person over here. Han, would you like to describe what they can see when they enter?
Yeah, so you can see a young-ish, kind of mid-20s human woman. She's got kind of long, wavy, dark hair, light grey eyes, pale-ish skin. She's kind of dressed quite smartly. She's kind of got a like white shirt on. She's got a kind of light grey shirt on. She's got a dark black kind of leather like sleeveless kind of top that is her armor. She's got I guess you all would probably be used to looking at people for kind of weapons and stuff, so you would be able to see that she has got quite a few daggers kind of at her waist. She's got one tucked into her boots. She's got a long bow kind of slung across her chest, and she's just kind of standing there quite, like, appears quite confident, is kind of just looking around in turn at everybody as they're appearing, and she's doing that thing. She's got a rapier at her waist, and she's doing that thing that people with rapiers do, where she's kind of got her hand like resting on the end of the hilt, not like holding it in a threatening way, but that kind of like, I don't know, that like casual just resting hand there, could use it if she wanted to, but isn't really
it's like it's the forearm sometimes that they rest on it, isn't it? And then the hands just drip down a bit. I used to do that with Flint.
That's me.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be somewhat unusual. The people that have been there or been in the guild longer would know that it's somewhat unusual for strangers to enter the guild at all, let alone be sat with Talisker in the briefing room. But Talisker looks quite like she's not on edge about this stranger being there. However, anybody who wants to can roll an insight on Talisker to see if they can see what she's feeling. Oh, look at that.
Vic go.
Vic sees everything.
Ways.
Rika sees nothing from in the box.
Hey, not in the box.
So Mishak and Vic, you would notice that although she's not on edge at this stranger being in the guild, in fact, she's kind of seems to have welcomed the stranger. She has been crying. There are kind of tear stains down her face, and you can see tears still in her eyes as you kind of come in and sit down. Is everybody just taking a seat? Or oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, that's all right. I think I am going to. I don't think I want to say anything first. If I look around the rest of the group, does it look like anybody else? Does it look like they're all fresh to the table as well, or have they all been there a while?
So looking around the rest of the room, you would gather that pretty much everybody else, so like Varakin, Chitta, Elora, Pax, even Lagoon and Thorgrim seem to be like looking around as you are, as if they're like, oh, this is weird that everybody's here. Taxis and Archris seem like they have been there a long time. Taxis is kind of sat leaning forward. He's got kind of almost in the concern pose, like with the two hands up at the mouth. And Archris has kind of got his arm resting on the back of Taliskar's chair, almost as if he would put his arm around her, but he's not actually touching her.
I don't think I say it. Is it like obvious that she's been crying, or is it just obvious because of a, for want of a better way of putting it, like a high insight?
No, I would say anybody that other than Rika, who scored ridiculously low, that he can see pretty much nothing in the room. It is obvious that she has been crying. Yes.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to very briefly summon a mage hand that like appears at like the top of her arm and just like gently, not give her a squeeze, but just like, let her know that we're present and we care, and then dismiss it as I sit down.
Yeah. So she kind of like clocks it and kind of does that kind of weak smile when you're not really smiling, but you're not wanting to be rude and just completely ignore what someone's done to be nice. And then as everybody starts kind of settling down, she kind of takes a bit of a breath. She's like, welcome. I realize that it is unusual for you all to be here at once. And I'm sure you want to know what's going on. And she kind of looks around the table, taking her time to kind of meet everybody's eyes. She's like, this is Sister Arabella. She is from the Beragos chapter. And she kind of gestures towards Arabella. When the portals were closed, I sent scouts out from here to each of the other chapters. It seems that Beragos did the same thing. Weasel came back from Silvery Moon. Salar did not come back from Beragos. I believe you can explain what you found, please, sister. And she kind of looks at Arabella.
I kind of like nod my head to Talisker kind of respectfully, and then I kind of out of my bag, I just take a cowl of the Faceless and lay it down on the table. And then I take a whip as well and kind of lay it down with it. And I'm just gonna kind of look around at everybody in turn and then say, I found him, I think, on the way here. Best I can tell. No visible signs of what killed him. Found him by his campfire. I brought these back in the hopes that you might be able to identify who it was. Fortunately, I can't provide any more information than that.
What did you do with his remains?
Well, I wasn't exactly going to try and drag them back here.
Well, no.
Fortunately,
Of course, he was a big fellow, but did you just leave them there as they were, or?
I didn't know anything about his customs or what he believed. I made sure the body would be protected and just left him there respectfully. I can give you directions if somebody wants to recover the body.
Yeah, Ricky just like puts his hand up as if he's doing like a stop sort of thing toward you, but not in a negative way. He's just going, it's all right, don't worry.
There was no sign of what killed him. There were no marks on the body. There were no visible signs of a struggle.
There's going to be marks on the body of the person that did kill him.
Mm. And was he alone, or were there others deceased?
His was the only body that I found.
Thank you.
So it's a hunt. We're looking for the people that killed him.
Talisker kind of has been kind of like watching each person, like seeing how they take the information. Lagoon in the corner is in floods of tears, like silently crying. She's trying not to make much noise as kind of Pax.
Not my fault.
Pax has got their arm kind of around Lagoon and are trying to kind of whisper what comfort that they can. You would notice that Arcris and Taxis are kind of almost stony faced. Like Taxis never shows much emotion anyway, and Arcris is kind of trying to maintain some sort of like control over his emotions, so he's got quite a stony face. Elora looks like, as she sat next to Meshach, she kind of like looks around a little bit startled, and then it's kind of like almost looking off into the distance as if she's thinking, as if she's trying to understand. And the rest of the people are kind of just looking upset, kind of looking down. Talisker kind of looks towards Rika and it's like, the time for vengeance will come. But it is not now. I will send someone to recover his body. And we have ways to find how he died. And I will make them pay. As long as there is blood in my body.
No, we all will make him pay. As long as there is blood in all our bodies. And he just pats his, he's got his blunderbuss out and he's just stroking it and patting it. And he's like, and Babette here will be the point of vengeance.
This guy kind of like nods and then kind of looks to one side, looks at Weasel, who is kind of perched on the back of Taxis's chair, kind of like you can't really Weasel always looks angry, even when you've seen her kind of wandering around in the guild. She just always looks furious.
Always looks like she's going to stab you.
Yeah. She still kind of, as she's looking around everybody else, she still kind of has that look about her. But as she looks at Talisker and sees that Talisker is visibly upset, the look kind of softens a little. And Talisker is kind of just staring at her. And then you would notice that Weasel kind of jumps down off the chair. And as she does so, she disappears. And what's everybody's passive perception?
Nothing.
Not
18.
nothing.
12.
13.
22.
I was
Okay.
going to say Ross is off the charts.
Vic, so you can hear kind of what you would always be able to hear Weasel with that kind of passive perception anyway. You hear her kind of scurry past you and head out of the door.
Great. I think I just nod towards the noise as she passes me. So then, yeah, let her know that I know she's there and just wish her well.
Oscar kind of like is watching. It's like Vic, as you kind of look back at Talisker, you would see that her eyes are following exactly where you can hear Weasel is, as if she can still see her. And as Weasel kind of exits the room, Talisker takes kind of a breath and lets it out very slowly. And he's like, the mission is not changed for some of you. We need to know what happened at Sakanja. I think it may be linked somehow. There is a cart waiting outside of Daggerford for you. Sister Arabella will accompany you. Beregost have authorized her to stay with us until further notice.
At that, Vishak would just look across at you with like almost daggers in his eyes.
With
Can't say anything.
with my passive perception of 18, would I notice that look?
Probably. Mishak, are you attempting to hide
I
it?
don't think he's hiding it.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you would notice that look, definitely.
Fucking hates humans. Full stop. That's it.
Yeah.
He's not going to hide it.
Yeah, I don't do anything. I just note it.
Yeah. Talisker is kind of like still looking from person to person, catches Mishak's eye, kind of sighs again. She's like, in times of need, we must all work together. All of us are brothers and sisters in Faceless and will be treated as such. And she kind of like nods ever so slightly at Mishak.
He just casts his eyes down.
Yeah, we'll see. That includes dwarfs, asshole.
You can see his jaw like clenching and unclenching.
Yeah. Yeah, so she kind of straightens up a little bit, kind of wipes her eyes away. She's not trying to hide like that she's been crying. Like she obviously cares a lot about Faceless, every single member, and she doesn't try and hide that. She's like, well, the cart is waiting, so if you prepare yourselves, do not take any unnecessary risks. Cannot risk losing any more members. My heart could not take it. She kind of like looks at each of you with nothing but love in her eyes.
Before we go, I've been plagued by visions this week, and it cannot be a coincidence. I saw a lizard folk. I don't know who they are. Laying in bed, and then they started screaming in agony and writhing, but still looked as though they were asleep. And they weren't alone. There were many others. I can't help but wonder if that's what happened to our brother too, and how we prepare against an enemy like that.
As you are telling this, Talaskar's eyes widen. Taxis kind of sits up straight, like he was kind of like hunched over a little bit before. He kind of sits up straight and is looking at like from Vic to Talaskar and back again. Talaskar is like, you, a lizard folk. You have maybe seen our brother. There are... at Sakanja, there are rumours that one of our brethren fell there. Sulyuk he's called. He was a lizard folk. Could you have seen the past?
The stars are tricky. Perhaps. I've never been to Sakanja, but the room was stone with a blue carpet. Is that familiar?
I have not been for many years. I do not remember. But if when you go, you see such a room, then that will answer that. Perhaps these visions of yours, maybe they hold the key somehow. Leave it with me. I will do what I can to research it.
We'll leave at once.
She kind of nods, and Taxis immediately kind of gets up and moves over to the bookcases and is obviously starting to look for something that could explain your visions.
Oh, sorry, what was the name of that lizard folk guy in the vision? Potentially in the vision?
He's called Sulyuk.
Sulyuk.
That sounds like it should be spelt nothing like I imagine.
It is Sullyk.
Yeah, would never have got close to that.
There's a lot of that in this. There's a lot of it. Yeah, so Taxis kind of moves over to he's immediately starting work. Like that he isn't saying, like, I mean, he doesn't say anything anyway, but he didn't even wave goodbye or anything. He immediately goes to start doing that. Talaskar kind of is taking a few more deep breaths as Arcris kind of now drops his arm from the back of her chair and puts it around her to start to comfort her. Pax is still trying their best to calm Lagoon, who has not stopped crying throughout this whole conversation. She hasn't said anything. She hasn't even made a noise, but anybody looking over there would just see that her shoulders are constantly kind of shaking as she's got her head down. The other members of the guild start trying to like make their way out, like slowly but surely, not wanting to be the first people to stand up, but Thorgrim kind of just stands up, kind of pushes his chair under quite aggressively, and then starts stomping his way out. and starts heading back to his kitchen. What is everybody else doing?
I'm going to head straight back to my room to get my bits, work out what I need.
Okay, yep.
OC, do I have to prepare my spells at any one time of day as a druid, or can I just change them once per day before I've cast any? I don't know how you want to run it, Lynn.
Yeah, before you've cast any, you can just change them.
Oh, I might edit a couple before we go. So that's what I'm going to do. Launch a produce flame and just pray for some spells.
Okay. Rico, what's he up to?
He's just talking to his blunderbuss.
Okay. Is he saying anything in particular to his blunderbuss?
Not especially. No, he's just like he's sat on the chair with his feet up on the table and the blunderbuss like resting on his like lap. He's just stroking it, talking to it as if it's a real thing. He's just going, "It's all right, don't worry. You're going to get to see some action soon. Going to kill the bastard that hurt Sala." So he's in it for like pure 100% unadulterated vengeance-induced rage.
Mm-hmm.
Not rage-induced vengeance, sorry. Like one of his new family members, essentially. That he's new to the guild, but at the same time, Sala never meant him any harm.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he was a bit of a posh, pompous little prince, as Rika used to call him. So yeah, he's not going to have one of his group injured. Oh god, no. Or murdered or anything. So he's just like his brain's just in full like making sure everything's ready sort of mode.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be checking his weapons at some point in a minute, like his grenades and all the other sort of dodgy fucking shit that he's got on him.
All the other random stuff that can kill people.
Everything else that makes explosions and fire.
Okay. Mishak, what are you up to?
How brightly lit is the room?
It's quite brightly lit, yeah.
Okay. All right, then he would have just moved to the side, effectively just waiting for others to leave
Okay, yeah.
to try to have a private word with Talisker.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so Elora kind of gets up, like, looks still a little bit, almost like shell-shocked, a little bit confused. Kind of like looks towards Arabella, who was kind of stood next to her, and she's like, well, good luck? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah, I was like,
Sorry.
Arabella. Arabella says nothing. Elora
Sorry,
wonders-
I was reading something in my character sheet and I just completely zoned out. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yes, I guess we'll need all the luck we can find. I don't know what we're going to find out there, but hopefully we will find some justice or revenge along the way.
Well, I'll get back to my books. Maybe there's something in there. And she kind of looks very confused, and then just not even waiting for a response, just starts like ambling back and out of the room.
Just like don't appear concerned by that slightly awkward interaction, and
Yeah.
I'm just going. I'm just like check that my weapons are all where I expect them to be, but I'm just kind of looking around to try and get a sense of when everybody else is ready to go, and then I will just go.
Okay, yeah. So Lagoon and Pax kind of both stand up, and Pax has got their arm around Lagoon, and they're just kind of like leading out this just sobbing mess of Lagoon, and start kind of heading off with her. She doesn't speak to anybody. She can't. She kind of, as she passes Vic, she kind of like looks up, attempts to say something, and then realizes that she just cannot make her voice actually speak, and just starts carrying on and just walks off.
Yeah. I feel like Vic's got a lot of affection for Lagoon because Lagoon, but also like they're just so like water and fire are just so fundamentally different. I think it's hard for him to really know how to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
So probably just like a nod as she leaves.
Yep. And then Varikin and Chitta, like Chitta has been unusually silent. Normally when Chitta is around, he is making some form of noise or mimicking something that he's heard. But he is kind of silent as Varikin kind of has spent the whole time that Arabella and Talisker were telling this story just kind of clenching and unclenching his fist and clenching, and then he kind of slams his fist hard on the table and he's like, "We won't stand for this. Make them pay if you find them." And he kind of looks towards the crew that are going to be heading out.
Ricker just turns around and he's like, "You want that we bring something back? Like an ear? An eyeball? A finger?"
Bring me their head.
Right. Got it.
And for those who know Varikin, he's normally quite a laid-back, chilled-out fella.
yeah, he's chilled.
Um,
His bio does not read the way he just spoke.
No, but he is absolutely furious, and he kind of stands up again, and you can tell all of his muscles are tensed in just pure rage as he kind of stands up and starts heading out. And Chitta, as usual, kind of is just following along, and kind of trying his best to like whisper, but Chitta's not that great at whispering. He's a bit like Clack. And he's like, friend, calm, friend, calm, as they're kind of like walking out together. Varikin is not calming down at all. Akris kind of stands up, stretches, leans back, and kind of leans down and gives Talisker a kiss on the top of her head, and then kind of stops between everybody, and he's like, "If you need anything, I'll be in my forge." Kind of bows a little bit to you and heads off to his forge. Vic, I will pop you in your room. Boop. You get the impression that Taxis is not going anywhere, Mishak. Like he's very busy, yeah. So he's kind of not going to leave. And Talisker is kind of just sat with her head in her hands.
Yeah, Ricker would leave, go back to his room, make sure he's got all his equipment and things that he needs. Also, if anybody was watching him before they left, he would have like a little notebook and he would be writing in it, "Remove head."
Amazing.
Instruction you'd forget.
No, it's just like a little to-do list. Yeah, because he's like,
remove head.
Don't forget,
back.
remove, bring back. Yeah, remove head, bring back. That's basically what he's writing in his little notebook.
Yeah, so I will pop you in your room. Arabella, are you heading out with Ricker?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where anything is really, so
Yeah.
I would just be heading outside to get ready to leave.
Yeah, okay. I will just put you kind of back in the main entrance hall where you kind of started. Yep, so you are left, Mishak, as everybody else is kind of left. Talisker is kind of still looking down. As you kind of approach the table, she looks back up at you. She's like, "Yes."
Talisker.
Yes.
I'm not blind to the chaos that is obviously happening. I know that there is stuff you haven't told us and that it's not my time to know. But a human? I know she's from a sister guild.
She kind of like sighs. She's like, I understand that if you had a choice, you would not work with her. But in this, you do not have a choice, Mishak. This guild, our family is under attack, and she, whether you like it or not, is family.
I will work with her. I know my place. But she better not get in my way.
As you say, like, you know your place, she kind of is nodding. Like, she knows that you won't, like, break a tenant. She's pretty confident in that. She's like,
Pretty confident.
yeah, pretty confident.
Don't worry, she's got weasel if you accidentally slip up.
Yeah,
Not 100%.
not
but
100, but pretty confident. She's like, perhaps she will surprise you.
It will be quite the surprise. And then he just turns and starts to walk out.
She kind of
He's never
just,
actually been so rude to her before.
yeah, she's kind of like just watching you leave. She sighs again, and then kind of just puts her head back down as you kind of walk out. Whereabouts are you heading now?
Probably just back to my room to
Yeah, I'll ping you over.
get my dagger and supplies.
Yep, so you guys are, or most of you guys are kind of in your rooms. Obviously, Arabelle doesn't have a room because she's not from this guild. So you kind of make your way back to the entrance hall where you entered the guild, Arabella, and you would see that Elora is kind of sat at a desk with what looks like, it isn't, but it looks like about 25, 30 books that she's got piled up on the desk that she's like frantically kind of speed skimming through. Like she picks one up and literally speeds through it super duper fast. She's obviously very intent on what she's doing. As you kind of come in, she like jumps a little and looks up. And she's like, "Oh, it's hello there. I'm busy."
Oh, don't let me interrupt. I'm just waiting for everybody else to head out.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Yes. Bye. And then she kind of goes straight back to what she was doing.
Yeah, I feel like as a new person, I wouldn't question anybody about anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just wait here.
I mean,
How we planned.
yeah. Definitely you would get a different kind of feel in this guild as you get normally in your own.
Yeah.
Obviously in your own you feel, you know, you've been there a little while, so you feel more, you have a place there anyway. But this is a much grander kind of feeling to it. It almost feels like you've come to like the headquarters of the guild, the entire guild, rather than kind of your slightly smaller guild hall. So even like the statue and everything, you'd be like, okay, yeah, that's pretty impressive compared to our tiny little statue that we've got in our guild.
Yeah, you came from a little outpost. This is HQ.
This is the big, yeah. Yeah, for example, you don't have a
Peasants,
briefing hall
stand in awe.
at your guild. Your guild master just wanders up to you and goes, "Oh, here you go. Here's your contract." And you go, "Okay." So like, you're in
the big leagues now.
Yeah, it's almost like you're from more of like a family-run type feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a bit more corporate feeling to you. So it would be a little bit peculiar to you as a newcomer. And definitely Ella is just peculiar anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm just going to be like staring up at the statue waiting for everybody else.
Yep. Okay. So Vic, you were in your room preparing things.
Yes. I was just preparing some spells. I think I will head probably straight down to where Arabella is and just wait for. Just a quick.
Yeah, I think before Rika leaves the room, noticing that Mishak came back in, he just walk up to Mishak and just be like, "What do you think about this Sala situation?"
Well, I mean, it's tragic to say the least. Don't want to call the man sloppy in his death, but I mean, I don't think it would have happened to you or I.
Yeah, agreed. He always was a little bit of a pomp, was that guy, but he didn't deserve to go that way.
No, he shall be avenged.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Lagoon gave us some healing potions. Here, this one's for you. So, add yourself a greater healing potion to your inventory, sir.
Appreciated, my good man. I'm sure we won't need it because we're so good.
We won't need it if it goes loud. Let's put it that way. And he just taps his fucking shotgun again. Oh, he's dying to get to use it.
Yes, on the stealthy
Yeah.
missions. And he's like, I've got this shotgun. Everybody's like, shut up, get in the box.
I've just got this hand cannon. I can sort all the problems out. Shut up, get in the box. So yeah, once Rick has done that, he'd just hand him the potion and like nod his head and then make his way to the front entrance. Or wherever everybody else is.
Yep, so they're in the main hall. The front.
Departure area.
Yeah. So Vic, as you're going the wrong way. Up here.
Probably.
You're new.
It's like
You're newish, right?
Yeah, I'm almost as new as Arabelle. So
Yeah.
fucking Annabelle, it's not a doll. Jesus.
That would be slightly
Oh, that would be
No.
amazing. I've just thought of a really cool idea for a character, an artificial character. Yes, Chucky doll.
Anyway. Yeah, so Vic, as you entered the main kind of entrance way, you would see Ella with her many, many books, which you'd be kind of used to seeing that because she's normally sat there doing that. And Arabella kind of standing, admiring our amazing statue that we have.
As I kind of pass by Arabella, I think I control flames and just make the flames on the statue like double in size and explode.
Impressive.
I just turn to Arabella and say, "Charmed. I could do with a swordsmith. I think you'll do well."
It's an impressive trick.
Bold to call it a trick, but I guess you'll see, depending on who we see on the road.
Yeah, I hope we're not just relying on tricks from you.
Oh, didn't see you over there. You ready?
Not you, Vic. You know that.
I don't say anything, but I just like twist my hand around the hilt of my rapier and just smile a little bit at Misha.
And I smirk back.
Yeah, Rika just like gently punches you in the arm, and gently taps Vic on his shoulder, ever so gently. And he's just like, "Oh, I've got these 2 potions here for you guys." And hands you both a greater healing potion. And then gives Arabelle a bit more of a tap and just goes, "Don't mind him. He just doesn't like your kind. That's all." You get used to him.
So I got that impression back in the briefing room. Do you call it?
Yeah, don't worry about him. He's all right. Just give it back to him. It's absolutely fine. I'm not that. I'm quite new here too, but just give it straight back to the shit. It's fine. Don't worry. You
Well,
just do your job, and he will respect you. Don't worry about it.
Well, that leads me on to my next question. I think you all have me at a bit of a disadvantage. You know my name, but I don't know yours. And what exactly is everybody's skill set?
Well, I'm Rika, and my skill set is I can sneak and steal things, or I can kill everything and blow things up and steal things. Your choice. And then
Maybe
he'd look at Vic.
I am hard to say, but finding a distraction. No one suspects an old man, and I like hunch over slightly and just like pretend
Love
to
it.
go all like old and rickety.
I'm Meshach. And I'm Death's Shadow.
I just raise an eyebrow at the drama, but don't say anything.
As you've been kind of talking amongst each other, Eloa kind of makes her way over to Meshach and is kind of holding a book, and she's like, "You're going to Sakanja, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about it? I know some stuff from my reading."
No, what have you found, sister?
Well, and like, because you've engaged her in something that she knows something about, she's kind of more excitable. She's like, "Well, you can expect there to be some people there, like Talaskar, some Yanti, and some lizard folk. It's underground. You can see in the dark, right?"
Yes, easily.
And she kind of like looks over at the others and she's like, "Can they?"
Well, the usuals, I believe, can.
She kind of like smirks a little. She's like, "Humans." Anyway, it's over in the Serpent Hills, so you might not be that welcome. You might be better sneaking in.
And have you been able to read about the lay of the land? Is there a way that we can sneak in?
That would be good, right, if it had that in the book, but it doesn't. I do know.
Need to update the library.
Well, if you see any books out there, then bring them back. I'll pay you.
We'll make notes. I'll make notes for you so that I can update the library for you when we get back.
She kind of almost squeals in happiness and then remembers she's a bit snobby and she wouldn't do that. So instead kind of gives you a big grin. She's like, "That would be appreciated, and just take care out there."
Always, sister.
She kind of like nods and then she's like, "I'll get back to my books, find out what could have hurt our brothers and sisters."
Yes, this is quite troubling times.
She kind of like nods again and then kind of delays a little bit, leaving as if she's not quite sure how to walk away, like socially, what the right thing to do is. So she kind of like stands there for a few seconds and then just nods again and kind of scurries back to the desk and starts kind of reading the next book that she's got.
Okay, team. Sakanja. It's in the Serpent Hills, and it's an underground mission. Looking straight at Arabella. How's your vision?
Well, I can see and hear. It depends what the light's like, doesn't it?
I can tell you underground, sister, there is no light. And he just grins.
We're gonna need. Elora has informed me we are gonna need to sneak in because we're gonna stand out a little, and we won't be welcome. So we will need to find a way in.
How far is Sakanja?
That is a very good question.
That doesn't sound like an answer.
I'm sure I do know the answer. I will find out. Tapping into my inner brain. How far away is the country? Elora, just shout across. Elora, darling. Sakanja, how far is the journey?
She kind of like is fully immersed in the book that she's reading, but it kind of like looks up a little startled and sighs and stands up. And she's like, "What? How far?"
Yes.
Well, are you walking?
No, we've got a cart. I don't walk. You know that.
She kind of like smiles a little. She's like, "Yeah, me neither." Well, on the cart, maybe a couple of days. Well, I'm assuming you're not going to get the cart the whole way because that would kind of stand out if you showed up at the gates in a cart, right?
No, we will sneak in toward the last half. Quarter.
Maybe
Quarter.
a couple of days on the cart and then another day on foot if you left the cart at the road.
Thank you, darling.
You really should try reading sometimes. It does give information.
I know. There's a lot going on. And you love reading and love sharing your knowledge.
She kind of like pauses a little as she's trying to think that through, whether she's being used or not. And then she's like, "That is true. I do. Yes. Well, I need to get back to it. Is that everything? I'm very, very busy."
I don't have any further questions. Colleagues?
All good. Yeah. And then I kind of look up at Arabella and I'm like, I can't today, but tomorrow or the day after, you'll have dark vision if you need it.
That might come in handy. I was going to ask if you've got access to supplies or a hooded lantern or something, but I'll take that.
Rika just gently elbows Vic. He's like, "Don't worry, I've got our sister covered. You'll have dark vision today."
Oh, I'm not sure we need it as soon as today, but I'm grateful nonetheless.
Elora is getting more and more impatient that she's kind of waiting to know whether anybody else needs anything. So she's kind of like stood like, right, okay, yep, great, thanks for making me stand there. That's fine. And then kind of rushes back to the table again and onto the next book.
Terrible.
Are we to be off then?
Does prestidigitation do like a wind, like a light wind, a puff of wind?
Does it do a puff of?
I don't know. I'm trying to have a quick read through. I'm like,
I'm sure like a harmless puff of wind or something similar is literally like in the description.
Light or snuff out a candle, blah blah blah. I mean, it doesn't technically say it. Basically, I was just planning when she got back to a book, I was just going to blow the page over.
Yeah, she looks very full. She's like, oh, and then like tries to find where she was in the, in the
Savage.
book again. Yeah.
Messing with the nerd.
She's uber nerd.
Okay, then if everyone's ready, should we hit the road?
Let's be off.
Ready when you are.
For vengeance.
Yeah.
For safety.
Nice. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so you would probably exit through the grate because you don't know whether Nameless are in or not, so you can't kind of traipse through the Nameless guild because, you know,
And then we can't hear Endo walking around?
yeah, stomp, stomp, stomp.
Hey!
Crunch, crunch, crunch as he's eating
He
potatoes.
doesn't
Well,
make
not
that
eating
much,
potatoes, saving potatoes.
he doesn't make that much noise actually. He's incredibly light on his feet.
Great.
He is like a ninja warrior.
Okay. So you...
Hey!
Well, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
So mean.
So you exit out onto the streets of Daggerford. They're reasonably busy as they kind of usually are. It's quite early in the day. Kind of coming up to like 10ish. So mid-morning. People don't really... It's a big enough town that people don't really pay attention to the people that they're passing on the street. And you kind of make your way to the outskirts where there is a cart with a rather grumpy looking fellow sat waiting for you.
Oh, it's not him, is it?
Is it
Yeah.
our friend from Nameless?
Okay, now.
He gets around, man.
He's
He
just-
might not make it out of this mission.
It's just her, like, always on hire, always...
I was going to say, has he got magical teleportation or something? He just gets to the end result and just bamps back with his cart.
Yeah. As you kind of approach, he kind of like looks, raises an eyebrow, and he's like, "Ah, you're the lot from Talisker, yes?"
That's us.
Hop
I like
in.
just I don't ask for anything. I just hop into the back and find one of the corners of the cart and like smush myself in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rika just jumps in, sits next to Vic.
So as you all kind of get on the cart, he kind of waits until you're all settled. Make sure that you sat down and that when he starts, it's not going to throw you off the cart or anything. And then kind of sets off on the main road out of town. So you're kind of heading down the tradeway. He tries to make like idle chit chat, which is more than he would do with the Nameless lot. So he's kind of like, oh, phew, them misty forest that over there. Look, it's quite a biggish forest.
Wise insight, sir.
Fascinating.
Yes. See it quite often, you know. It's quite a... yeah.
Is Grumpy human?
He is, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no!
We can. Who's got the highest animal handling? Quick!
Who
I'm
else
not going
is
to
gonna...
kill the guy. He's part of he's an employee.
But he may fall off, right?
No.
No, he's just not going to talk to him.
Accidents
He's just going to be like,
I'm
shut up.
just not going to talk to him.
Yeah, so he's kind of like, you're making your way along this road. Kind of like, he points out just like random things as you're passing. So it's like, oh, well, look at the weather. It's brightened up, hasn't it? A lot brighter than it was.
Yes. Vic has no time for this now.
I'm noticing no one has time for this man. But in
I was
Nameless,
about to
you want him to be chatting to you. You're like, why aren't you talking to us, Mr. Cartman?
We just want what we can't have.
Exactly.
Always.
And now you're wishing he was silent on the way there. He, however, is not. He is like constantly making. So it's like, oh, this inn that we're passing here. This is the way in. Hey.
Huh.
Jay,
No, sorry, that was one too many. I cast command on him.
Okay.
Silence.
Yep. So yeah. It's just like he opens his mouth as if he's about to speak, and then nothing. He just kind of turns, faces forward, as you're kind of trundling along.
I hope nobody else minded.
no, I'm quite pleased actually. Keep it up.
Ricker literally don't give a shit. He's not bothered. Finds it a little bit amusing.
I take it Telescar doesn't mind if you assault employees of the guild?
I don't see him at the meetings.
And do you hear him complaining?
Nice.
Well, I think that's a little bit unfair, don't you?
No. No, I don't.
Oh dear, the sass.
Look.
So
I'm sure you're very good in whatever little town that you guys came from. But this is serious. So I hope you bring your A game, because these guys are at the top of theirs.
Are you trying to suggest I might not be taking this seriously?
Not at all. I'm just saying you may be the best at the school you've come from.
Well, when we get there, we can let our skills do the talking. How about that?
I look forward to it.
Grumpy is now like, because obviously he's not able to speak. How long does the spell last?
Not that long. Not that long. It's like a round, I think.
He's kind
Yeah,
of
one
now
round.
is now taken to like just gesturing at things. So you kind of like, as you kind of come into the end of the misty forest, he kind of like gestures out towards the forest on the other side, and is like kind of like nodding and gesturing as if he's trying to tell you something, but obviously, you know, he can't. He kind of, you get quite a way actually, now that he's not distracted by talking. You get quite a way down the tradeway. You're making really good time, and he kind of starts to slow up as it gets a little bit later, and obviously the spell will have worn off by this point.
Yeah.
And he kind of like turns and he's like, so am I finding an inn, or are you sleeping on the cart?
An inn, good sir.
Oh, I see. Not hardened travellers then, eh?
So his lips keep flapping. You know what happened.
Ugh, fine. My apologies.
It's probably not the first time he's done that to him before either, by the way.
Yeah, probably not.
I've been with him a number of years in that guild, so I've probably,
Yeah, he's
I've
probably
probably
used to
shushed
it.
him a few times.
Yeah, yeah, so he's like, oh, fine. I'll find you a tavern then, I guess. And he kind of turns back, and he's kind of like almost muttering to himself a little, like under his breath, just like, I don't know why I'm trying to be nice to them, and they're just mean, and I don't really understand why.
Oh, poor Grumpy.
This is kind of like, right. Probably another hour, and then I'll take you to Yellow Crabs.
Yellow Crabs. Whereabouts is Yellow Crabs?
It's just a tavern just off the tradeway that we're on. Why? Is there a problem with the tavern? Do you want me to find a different one?
Wow.
No,
Let me
I'm sure that will be
change
fine for everybody. And I kind of glare a little bit at everybody else. Well, mainly at Meshach.
Like Rika just turns to you, like with a bit of a shocked face, and looks back at Meshach and Vic, and it's just like, only fucking been here 5 minutes, and she's telling us what to do.
Oh.
Get used to it.
What?
Nice.
I can see. I'm having a Vic vision. I can see in the future the human is going to be in a box.
Wow.
New team plan.
She can't see in the dark, so it's dark in a box. There we go. Job done.
Jeez Louise. Wow.
Lynn, sorry. No, go on.
I see. I also would have been trying to assess and watch Arabella. Can I see if she has the dagger or the cow?
Sure. Roll perception for me. Arabella, would you be trying to hide what you have?
No, I don't think so. Not when it's just us.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you can't. You definitely cannot. Cannot see what she has. Grumpy is now he's just silently like driving the cart now. Looks a bit sorry for himself. As he kind of pulls up to quite a decent looking tavern, really. From the outside, anyway, it looks okay. He kind of pulls up to near where the stables are, and he's like, "Here you are, Yellow Crabs."
Such an off-putting name.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
Lynn, I wanted to mess about with my Artificer Infuse item on the journey from there to here, but I'm a little bit lost with how much I have to read in terms of trying to find things that I was going to infuse for the team. And it won't let me share through the VTT, so I don't quite know what to do. But basically, I can infuse several items with basically a version of magical powers, or give them abilities, etc., and they would act like prototype magical things. And I was going to do that for the team, so like an individual thing for each one on the journey.
Right.
I can read it to you quickly. It just says basically, whenever you finish a long rest, which I already had one before we set off, obviously, you can touch up to 3 non-magical objects, imbuing each of them with one of your artificer infusions, turning it into a magical item. You can attune yourself to the item the instant you infuse it, or you can forego attunement, because some of them don't need attunement, so that someone else can use it. And the infusion remains as an item indefinitely, unless I'm dead, or I change the infusion, or run out of slots.
Okay.
And I was. Go on, please.
From what I
Anyone
know
tell me?
about infusions, Dex, I think because you're like level 6, right? We're all level 6.
Yeah, I'm level 6.
I think 6 infusions. You can only change the infusions when you level up. But of the 6, you can have 3 of them active at any one time, and you can change which active infusions you have or onto like what weapons or armor your infusions are active on
Right.
a long rest. Do you know 6 and you can't change them except when you level up, and you can use 3 at a time?
Right, I'm with you. I think I'm with you. Yeah, because I've got up to. So obviously, I'm only 6th level, so I've only got the things that are up to 6th level Artificer unlocked to be able to be used.
Yes.
And I was just going to do something like. Because there's shield, there's resistant armor, there's several things anyway that I could have done. It's just I don't know which one I would have done for each person, and I feel like this is going to take a hell of a long time to try and figure out. So I'm going to forego it.
Yeah, I think that's
which is a bit disappointing, but I just haven't had time to look into it. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you'd maybe have to, because obviously it would mean me having to go through and
Yeah, no. Don't worry about it. What I'll do is, me and you can run through some of the stuff in between this session and the next.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
All good.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So, Grumpy kind of pulls up and then kind of gets down off the cart himself, and he's kind of leading the horse away, and he's like, "Well, in you go. Unless you want to stay out here and chat."
Oh, we're good, sir. Where do we meet you tomorrow?
Well, in the morning, I suppose I'll be here.
Great. First light or an hour after light or morning's a wee bit vague, sir.
That's up to you. I'm your employee, so whenever you tell me to be here, then I'm
Sure.
here.
Guys, thoughts? Dawn or
would we know again from here how much further the travel is?
Assuming that you haven't been to the Serpent Hills, which you probably haven't, being that it is quite an exclusive place in terms of the races that are there, you probably wouldn't know how long it is. He might know, though.
Grumps.
suck it up, right? Suck it up, Hugh. Ask him.
You can lower yourself to talk to a lowly human.
Yes, yeah. You want to chat, or we could get a drink?
I'm sure we could. The total journey, if we want to finish a day out so that we can get in unseen, how much further is the journey from here?
Well, we've made some pretty good time, so maybe another day. To the end of the road, and then you'll be on foot, I guess, and I won't be able to come with you.
And that's a day's travel, leaving at what time in the morning?
Oh, early, first light, I'd say.
Well, then there's your answer.
Great.
It's like you knew it already, and you wasted all of our time with this little game.
Kind of just like raises an eyebrow, like, well, sure, okay, first light then.
First light.
And he kind of sighs.
I guess start making my way into the yellow crab.
Why are you making that noise?
It's just such a revolting sounding name, but
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like couldn't you have just called it the Cock Inn or something like that?
Oh God. Yeah, so you kind of make your way, and it's quite a nice looking little inn, despite the name. A kind of a great fireplace in the middle of the room, and comfortable kind of chairs thrown with furs all around. Yeah, I saw you all drop out of Roll20. Yeah. And then,
Okay, not just me then. Cool.
Yeah. It was literally just me here, and I was like,
Guys?
but everybody was still talking, so I was like, oh, maybe it's fine. Sure, it's fine. Yeah, so as you kind of make your way in, I'm going to just do something.
Make us way into where, Lynn? What's it called again?
Into the
Yellow
yellow
crab.
crabs. Yeah.
It's expanding. There's multiple now. Ooh.
So many yellow crabs.
Is
It
it-
generally does if you don't get it fixed, you.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no.
This is being recorded.
Oops. Sorry.
And edited.
And
Yes.
severely edited.
is it like busy in here? Or are there lots of people?
It's relatively busy, yeah. A lot of people, because you've got there quite late at night. So a lot of the people that are maybe staying in the inn have already kind of made their way up to their rooms. But for the time of night, there's still quite a few people kind of just milling around, a few drunkards in the corner. And as you kind of make your way in, there is a very kind of formally dressed, they're obviously in some form of uniform for this inn, with like a bright yellow shirt. And a dwarf kind of greets you, kind of comes over as you enter, and they're like, hello, you want a table? It's a bit late. And they're kind of like looking around, like looking at the window to see that obviously the sun has gone down quite a long time ago.
Wow, vivid. Yes. Anything near a fire? And I'm like just trying to not look at his awful yellow clothes.
Yes, come over here. And he kind of takes you over to the table that is nearest to the fireplace, where there are throws of fur and things that you could wrap around yourself if you were cold. It's like, can I get you any drinks or anything? Big beaming smile.
Cool. Guys?
A wine for me, please, good sir.
Ale.
Same.
Wine here too.
So 2 wines and 2 ales?
Thank you, my good man.
No problem. And he kind of hurries off to the bar and starts making your drinks.
Ricker just turns and he's like, ugh. I don't like the nuns, don't touch the dwarfs, they're just so dirty.
So he kind of stays behind the bar, and another employee in another bright yellow shirt brings over your drinks. This time they are a human. There's a lot of humans in this. I feel like they're all just there to annoy Mishak.
A few of them might end up dead, but okay.
Yeah, it's kind of carrying the tray kind of up on their shoulder kind of thing, and then like spin it around very fancily and kind of like start putting the drinks on the table and like, hi, welcome to the Yellow Crab.
Hello.
Well, aren't you a cheery bunch?
Our friend we just found out our friend died.
Oh. Well, that explains that then. Very sorry about these are on me. This round is on me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'll. They look very uncomfortable. It's like I'll leave you be.
I think as they turn around to leave, I think the corner of my mouth just curls up in a little smile.
Yeah, they look absolutely mortified now as they go back over. And anybody that's paying any attention would see that they start talking to the dwarf, and they're like obviously explaining what just happened, and the dwarf is kind of like trying to stifle a bit of a laugh.
I'm just gonna like roll my eyes and sigh a little bit and pick my beer up, and I'm just gonna walk away from everybody else, and and I'm gonna go over to the human, and the human who's just served us, and the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And are they like near the bar? I basically
Yeah.
want to go and stand at the like prop the bar up and
Yeah,
drink.
exactly. So the
Yeah.
dwarf is still behind the bar, so like he's obviously getting ready to prep more drinks, and the human is mortified and just went back to tell him what had happened. So yeah, she's kind of like leaning across the bar talking to him.
Okay, I'm just gonna come over and take a drink of my drink and say I wouldn't really pay that much attention to my colleagues over there. They're an odd bunch of people, but you don't have to cover the drinks, and I'm gonna put a couple of gold down on the bar.
Thank you. You didn't have to. I didn't mean any offense.
You haven't offended me. I didn't know the man, the one who died. I mean, I hardly know them, to be honest, but I'm getting the sense that they're maybe not the friendliest of people.
Yeah, maybe. Not that I'm one to judge, obviously.
I just kind of like lean in and smile a bit and go, oh, don't worry, I'm definitely judging them. I think it's okay.
Oh, well, that's your prerogative.
I so wished I'd spoken before that conversation. Because I was going to say something. I thought, no, I'll let Han speak first.
Sorry.
I was going to say, I would have told Bundy in invisible form to follow and listen to her.
Oh.
And be reporting into me. So, I don't know. Up to you whether you let that happen or not. But yeah, that's what I was going to say I was going to do.
Yeah,
But
sure, you can.
Okay.
I mean, he's pretty much, yeah. You're always like controlling him, aren't you? So yeah, that's fine.
Because we can speak telepathically.
Yeah.
So I'm just there like, I'll just grin to myself when I hear that last sentence.
Well, I better get on with my work. Things to do, but enjoy the ale.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep my back to everybody else, and I'm just gonna drink at the bar on my own.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. What's everybody else doing?
Humans, right?
They're a funny bunch of people, aren't they? I can just imagine the dwarf, and the kobold just sat there going, bloody humans.
I don't think Vic's got anything against humans. I think Vic's just got a bit of something against everyone.
Yeah, he's just got old madness, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna fit right in. It's fine.
Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna need to get some accommodation here. It's getting late, so we'll need to get some rooms.
Mm.
Do we want to try to see if they have a room for all four of us, or break it down individually?
I think with what's been going on, I think it might be an idea if we stay together for safety.
I agree. All four of us. If that's not too much trouble, And I
No,
just kind of
that's
glance at Mishak.
That's fine. I can play nice.
You've been playing lovely all day.
Rick is just like,
I mean,
You guys are watching. What do you guys make of her?
I mean,
I don't know. I've not seen her in combat yet. She seems like a nice enough human, I suppose.
she can certainly hold her own. I guess we'll just see how she is on mission.
I'm sure Talaskar wouldn't have brought her along with us if she didn't think that she'd be useful.
No, I know. She's a member after all. So she must have some set of skills.
Maybe she'll change even your stubborn mind.
Well, am I stubborn?
Mm.
On that note, let's try and get some accommodation. Alright, I remember the fucking box.
A box for 4 tonight, please.
I'd love to get up and order, but these old bones are so tired. Come on, if you go.
Alright, old man.
Oh,
Yeah, Ricker just walk up to the bar and just like tap on the bar and just be like, oh, service.
The dwarf kind of stops what he was doing and comes over. He's like, yeah, yes.
Can we get some accommodations for the evening? Room for 4, please.
Oh, just a one room?
That would be preferable, please.
Sure, yeah, that's just 5 silver then.
Yep, he just puts 5 silver down.
But fantastic, yes. Thank you for staying at the Yellow Crab. First room on the right upstairs.
Alright, is it unlocked?
He's like, with this, yes. And he passes you the key.
Right, thank you. He just takes the key and he walks off. Goes back and he's like, I've got the room. Here's the key. First door on the right, top of the stairs.
grand.
No, it was 5 silver.
Your humour never ceases to impress. I don't think I'm going to hang around if we're up early.
No. I definitely would just finish my drink and
Yeah.
tell Bundy to just keep shadowing a new friend and go to bed.
Okay. Yep.
Amazing. I will go up to Arabella before we go. I'm not so full of animosity that I wouldn't do that. We're upstairs. We've got a room to share just in case. You stay or will you be up later?
I'll be up in a bit.
Cool. I think I'll just tap her and just. I think you just kind of like see sparks for a second as I cast guidance, just in case you're plotting anything. I don't ask anything, and then I'll head up.
She's planning to kill us.
Yeah. So those of you that kind of head up find a pretty basic room. It's got kind of 4 beds in it, in each of the corners, and a chest of drawers, kind of beds thrown with various furs for you to sleep under. But there is nothing fancy about it. It is pretty basic.
I mean, we have slept in worse.
Much worse, and it's better than the car, right?
Better than a box.
Better than a box. I'm just going to get comfy and go to bed. I think I'm not Gonna hang around and wait for everyone to come to bed.
Yeah, Ricker would probably do the same thing. He knows that there's a busy day in the morning.
Okay, yep. So Arabella, what are you up to downstairs?
I just want to know if there's anybody in the tavern that seems to be like, if there's like a card game or people playing dice or like any kind of game that looks like people are betting with money.
Roll
and I want to
perception.
try it. Okay. 11.
Yeah, so you kind of like look around. It is getting very late now. So the kind of people that are left are either people that seemed a little bit troubled, like they've got a lot on their mind, they're kind of sat alone at tables, or drunkards, but there is no active like game going on or anything like that.
Okay. I'll just try and catch the eye of the human who served us earlier and get another drink, and then I will just finish that, and then I'll head upstairs.
Okay, so everybody can take a long rest, uninterrupted.
Double whoop.
Woo woo.
Excellent.
And yeah, so the room actually doesn't have any curtains or anything up at the window. So the second that it starts getting bright, it is shining through the window.
Up.
Oh.
Down. Vic wouldn't say gang. Everyone. Team. Time.
What? Oh, right. Okay. I'm up.
Did Arabella make it up? All right.
Yes,
Is she
I'm
in the
sure
room?
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
She came up.
Yeah, I haven't tried to run off.
Oh, just checking.
It was a close thing, but I decided to stay.
Almost. And
I'll make a point of like closely looking through all my possessions as I'm packing them up in the morning.
Oh.
Would I be able to see him doing that?
Your passive is what, 18?
18, yeah.
Yeah. And he's making a point of doing it, right? He is like
there's
making a
nothing
show
subtle
of it. Yeah.
There's nothing subtle about it.
He's being very pompous about it.
Yeah, you see that. You
Like,
can absolutely see that.
But that's yep. No, everything's here. Good to see.
I'm just gonna like just smirk a bit and be like, worried you've lost something?
Nope.
There's always tomorrow. And then I walk off.
Yeah, so you kind of if you guys are making your way downstairs, it's really early, right? You guys are literally open at the crack of dawn. So there isn't really much activity going on. There's a kind of half orc who is cleaning the bar down, but it doesn't look as if they offer any form of food or anything like that. I've just seen that.
not so hospitable in the morning. No yellow crabs going for breakfast, sir?
What? No, we don't do breakfast. Chefs are too much trouble.
Anywhere we could find sustenance, not in this vivid establishment.
I don't know. No, not around here.
Well, you've been very helpful as always. Thank you. I'll turn around and trot out.
Kind of like scratches his head a bit, like looking after you as if to be like, have we met before? And then carries on with this cleaning.
I've just finished packing up my stuff and made my way down, looking for Grumpy.
Yeah, so Grumpy is kind of has kind of positioned the cart so that it is by the front door rather than in the stable area. He is kind of making quite a big show of like yawning quite a lot as you guys come out to make it clear that he didn't get much sleep.
Oh, did you not sleep well in the cart? I thought you said it was a marvellous place to hit for seasoned adventurers.
It might have been if I'd got more than a few hours.
I mean, you did ask when we wanted you to be picked up, so, you know, boundaries are a marvellous thing, so...
Oh, yeah, but you could have... it's fine.
Mm,
Are we ready?
I like glance behind me to see if people are coming out.
Yeah, I would have been following you, I think.
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah, so he kind of waits for everybody to climb aboard. And maybe doesn't, like... Initially, he waited quite a while for you guys to all get quite settled. Maybe doesn't wait quite as long this time before he, like, kind of whips up the horse and starts moving. He's like, well, hopefully we can make good time today and get you to the end of the road portion by the end of the day.
Right.
Yes, and did you want to tell us more of your interesting facts about the area, the surroundings? I know Mishak particularly was so interested in what you have to say.
Like Ricker is silently looking at her, and like he's got his hand lower down near his waist, and he's just like doing the no sort of thing, like moving his hand left and right.
He kind of like pauses for a second and then he's like, really? Well, if you take a look on your left here, you'll see the High Moor. Oh, you want to watch
face
out
palms.
there? Because on the High Moor, that's trolls and goblins on there. You want to watch out. They could come out and eat your children.
Really? Have you seen any action on this stretch of the road?
Oh, well, no. But I'm sure there could be. It's just, the tradeway is patrolled quite often. Guards and things, but you never know, do you? Danger everywhere, but you adventuring lot are used to that, I suppose.
Oh, yes, of course. But, always pays to be vigilant, doesn't it? I'm sure you're a very accomplished cart driver.
Oh, yes, of course I am. Yes, yeah, I'll keep you out of trouble, Missy. Don't you worry.
Well, I mean, carry on, please. Tell us about what's this coming up here? What's that hill over there?
It's like, oh well, right over there in the distance on the left, you can see the start of the Serpent Hills, which I think is where you guys are heading, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, well, that should be exciting for you all then. Not so much that you'll be welcomed there, though. Lots of them Yanti purebloods over there. Not that I judge them, of course. As he
of course
remembers about Telescar. He's like, would never judge anybody based on their race or anything like that.
No,
Literally.
indeed. I mean, what right-thinking individual would judge a person on such a thing?
As he said that, literally, Ricker is just silently glaring at Mishak.
Well, I mean, it's just not right, is it? It's about the person.
No, of course. I totally agree.
Oh, well, yes. Over here, if you're interested on the right, you can see them just off the road there. Those are the troll claws. Trollclaw Ford over in there. It's said that the water is black. Have you ever seen such a thing?
I have not, but it sounds like somewhere we should certainly go in search of adventure.
Well, just be careful. Apparently it's poisoned or something. Something to do with Baal. If I can't remember really. But, anyway, We're making good time again today. Weather looks good.
Yes, very, very good. We've certainly been blessed on this journey.
Well, yes, and the company, eh? And he kind of gives you a grin.
Oh, first rate, first rate.
He kind of like...
just that minor illusioning stuff just in his hands to occupy himself. Just like different creatures and monsters and whatever. Just like, yeah, whatever. Tuning him out. Basically his own little television series, minor illusion style as he goes along.
Nice. Yeah, so for the rest of the day, he's kind of just chattering away. Like, anything that he sees, he'll be like, oh, this river, oh, it can be a bit of a dodgy one. This many a cart fallen into this, but don't you worry. I'll keep you safe.
The whole time I am like hanging on his every word and encouraging him to keep talking.
Yeah, he absolutely loves it and is talking pretty much non-stop as he kind of, the day kind of draws on. As it's getting later and later, he kind of starts slowing down a little bit. It's like you can tell that he's getting tireder, and he's like, right, well, there's an inn coming up here that I assume you're going to spend tonight in, and this is where I leave you.
Well, it's been a wonderful journey. Thank you for your company.
It's certainly been a lot of air.
Yes, it's nice to be out in the fresh air. You're right. Yes, that's part of the reason why I love my job. Did I tell you why I love my job?
Did I ask?
No. No, probably.
Maybe
no.
next time.
Maybe on the way back.
Maybe.
Well, here you go then. And he kind of like pulls up outside a slightly more kind of run-down looking tavern from the outside. And the kind of sign above the door is a kind of snake kind of curling around.
Curling around what?
It's just kind of curling.
The whole sign.
The sign, yeah, curling around
Okay.
the sign.
Okay.
This is a tavern.
Yes, this is a quiet serpent. So named because of the serpent hills that we talked about before. And he kind of like looks at Arabella and grins.
I just grin back.
Oh Lord.
The owner's a bit eccentric here. A bit of a oddball, not very talkative, so I'm not sure how much you'll get on with them.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Well, I'm not sure about you, young lady. You might find it a little bit boring. If you want to stay out here with me, I can tell you all sorts of tales.
Now Meshack grins. Big time.
Well, it just might take you up on the offer. I mean, you could always come inside and join us, of course.
Oh, really? And he kind of looks at everybody else.
No. I think our mission is just for us. You're surplus to requirements.
Oh, well, that's just charming, isn't it? Brought you all this way. Now I'm surplus to requirements.
Can you do what we can do?
Well, I don't rightly know what it is you do.
Right then. Exactly. If you knew what we did, then you could do what we do.
Yeah, no, maybe. Sure. I'll stay here with the horse and that. Yeah, maybe I'll set off back, actually.
All right then.
Because it was a long journey. Maybe it's because I'm tired. But look, for all the years I've been here, you've managed to drive and survive. So
Look.
Stick to what you do best.
Well, yeah, you know, my calling was always to be a cart driver. Way back when I was younger, and he starts.
Anyway, see you next time.
Yep. Oh, okay, yep. Well, have a good trip and good luck in the hills.
Thank you.
And not-
Safe journey back.
And he kind of gives you a wave as he climbs back up onto the cart. Poor Grumpy.
Oh, Grumpy.
And we still don't know his real name.
Oh, see, can I create a homunculus and then throw it onto the cart and give it the instruction to kill him on the way back?
No.
Probably wouldn't be the wisest decision. That you ever
I was
made.
joking. I was just just to get rid of him, get a new drive.
Grumpy's a keeper.
Yeah.
That's OC.
I was going to say, wow, you changed your tune. Jesus.
That was definitely OC.
Yeah. Yeah. So, assuming
so
that you head
guys,
inside.
Yeah, well, just before we do, guys, we are now, I'm sure you're all aware, but we are now at the foothills of where we need to be. Even this sign seems ominous. We should probably start being a bit more careful from here on out.
Agreed.
Maybe add on the fly once we're in here comes up, but a reason for why we're in the area. You know, circus troupe coming through with our female juggler.
Careful.
Oddly specific. Sure.
Well, I figured she's capable with those hands, looking at all those weapons. So juggling must be within her wheelhouse.
I desperately want to start juggling daggers, but I'm not going to do it.
Chops hand off.
Yeah.
So let's just start to have our wits about us.
Sure. After you.
Agreed.
Yep.
And I guess we make our way in.
Yeah, so as you make your way in, it is pretty much dead as you guys come in. There's a few tables, but they're all empty. And there is quite a well-built elf stood kind of leaning on the bar with arms full of tattoos. And he kind of turns as you enter and like raises a bit of an eyebrow and he's like, yeah.
Got a room?
Sure. You want to stay here? That's weird, but yeah.
I mean, is there anywhere else you'd recommend?
There's no other inns nearby, if that's what you mean.
So, why the surprise?
Well, usually people just keep on going past. They don't like the fact that we don't have beds.
Oh.
But
I
you
see.
can have a room.
Pray tell, what is in the room, sir?
Walls and a floor. Oh, and a ceiling.
Fuck's sake.
A bed?
No. Got bedrolls,
So
I assume. You're adventurers, aren't you?
Vicky's astounded. You have,
He's flabbergasted by the sounds of it.
yeah, quite literally one job is to have beds.
Listen, we've got tables and chairs, and that's an improvement from last season.
Have you considered investing in beds to improve your sales?
Do you or do you not have bedrolls?
And turn around. I do not like this man. Can we leave?
Well, we either rest here or we take our chances outside, I think.
He's kind of nodding.
I worry that we'd be taking our chances in here, honestly, Arabelle.
Fucking love it.
At least we'd have walls around us.
And the
And the
ceiling.
ceiling.
And the ceiling.
Sure.
And how much do you charge for walls and the ceiling?
Oh, very reasonable prices. Very reasonable prices. 4 gold.
Oh, gold!
Gold?
As you kind of express shock, he starts chuckling to himself and he's like, every time. Gets them every single time. It's 7 copper. Every time.
7 copper for the 4 of us, correct?
Each. It's got a
Ricky just
ceiling.
Ricky just turns to Meshach and Vic, and he's like, "Great, we're the only ones to find a half-orc with half a brain and a sense of humour."
I'm an elf, but sure.
You could have fooled me.
How close is this man to us? Just OC.
Ah,
Are we like at the bar, fully at the bar next to him?
Yeah.
First victim of the campaign.
I mean, yeah, whatever, guys. If you want to, we can stop in this. And I turned him, fine establishment. And kind of look up at what I imagine just 2 big forearms and tattoos.
Mm-hmm. Well, yep. Just to head on up the steps, and it's the room that you end up in. It's the attic. It's actually the attic.
Do you sell food and drink, or just the plates?
I mean, I've got a barrel of ale there, but food. Do I look like I employ a chef?
Do you employ anybody?
Oh, I can get you an apple.
You employ apples?
What? No,
Oh God.
no, I got a delivery of apple. I like apple. I could give you an apple. 8 gold each.
No. Do you have? We'll have 4 of whatever liquid that you think is you're selling, and the room.
Sure. Kind of pours you 4 cups of ale. It looks very it looks like it's been watered down, basically. And he's like, yep, that's 2 copper each for the ale. Obviously more for the room. Quality stay.
I love how 1 beer is nearly a third of the cost of a room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it leaves me less hope for the room. I will hand him over the 8 copper.
Yep.
And then I will precipitation.
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
So not on mine.
Oh, you got that.
Oh wow.
Cheers, everybody.
I will definitely prestigitate this. I'm not feeling that shady. So good. I mean, I think realistically, you've just bumped up at least 1 place on the hierarchy of people after meeting this chap. So
Even I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Yep. So as you once you serve the beer, it kind of goes back to just leaning on the side of the bar.
I'm sorry, I can't remember. Was there anybody else in here?
There is no one else in here.
No, that's what I thought. Okay.
Well,
So in the morning, guys, when do we want to start to make our way?
Probably best at first light.
Do we have any idea what we're heading into, or are we just heading in the general direction and hoping for the best?
This is how we plan.
This is categorically not how we plan. This is the antithesis of everything that we do when we plan.
Obviously, so we said it was like roughly a day walk from here now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we would know roughly where we're heading, right, when we start off on this walk?
Yeah. I mean, you can see the Serpent Hills, so you know that you're heading in that direction.
And for the actual town
Yep.
that we were aiming for.
It would be obvious where it is once you get closer to the Serpent Hills.
Okay. So what's thoughts then? Do we want to leave early? Well, to basically try to arrive at the town as it's getting dark so that it's easier to slip in unseen?
That sounds like a good idea.
I think we're going to stick out like a sore thumb wherever we go, honestly.
Yeah, well, if it's lizard folk and the aunties, I think we will draw some attention.
You will draw some attention. I might sneak past.
You will blend in, my good friend. Maybe you can be our guide if we're stopped.
Sure. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just guiding a circus troupe, or are we going to come up with something a bit more innovative as a...
So commences the planning.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
Well, I have this box.
No.
I'm not getting in the box. I'm putting that out there right now.
Yeah, listen, that's how I started. All right, I ended up in a box.
Emissaries?
Am I to be are you to be some sort of diplomats to who, the UNT?
Sounded good when it came out of my mouth, but now I feel that might draw more attention.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to think lower. Think of the lower class. The ones
would a
that we
human
don't
do?
look at. We don't... Oh, well, yeah, good point.
Oh,
What was that?
What would a human do? We were told to think lower.
I'm just full on glaring at you now, like hand on my rapier hilt.
Rick just whispers to Vic. He's just like, I think I've got 5 gold on the new girl.
I mean, no, can't say it. No,
What would Vic say? Come on.
I think I look between. I will say it. Fuck it. I look between Arabella and Mishak, and I'm just like, well, I hear it's a great honeymoon location. I could be escorting you to.
No fucking way.
Fucking way.
Rick is just in tears. He's loving it.
No, I mean anything for the guild, right, guys? I'm not looking between you both, looking up at you both.
Anything except that.
Bounty hunters, got it. Returning for payment of a job completed. Bounty hunters returning from a job completed for payment.
You don't think that will draw slightly more attention than a wedding?
Hmm.
Only if people stop and ask. And then we can say it's none of their business. We are returning for payment, and they might then immediately assume where we are headed.
Oh, yeah, I can go with that if you think it wise. Unless anyone has any other ideas. Sure.
I'm sure whatever we plan is going to get derailed almost instantly, so I think it's better to have a loose idea, try and stick together, be stealthy, see what happens.
Yeah, that's usually how it starts. Then there's these box situations that seem to arise.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying all of the small talk that we seem to be having on this trip. I'm just going to call it out, team.
Right. Let's just go with Mishak's idea. Use the cover of night. And like Annabelle says, no plan survives contact with the enemy anyway. So how about we just go to try and get in there sneakily and just see what happens.
Mm.
And I'm assuming we won't meet large numbers, so we might not even need a cover story. We just dispatch of each encounter quietly.
Mm. Remember that
Sounds
we
good.
are a team. Us versus them. Not us versus us.
You're faceless.
Mm.
I can play nice if he can.
My darling, I'm always nice. I
Mm.
basically bow at her feet.
Well, I could get used to this.
That's what the others say before they die.
Try me.
Don't worry. You're one of ours. Even if you're one of them.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so the kind of elf that's been leaning against the bar has been kind of watching as you've been drinking your drinks, which I assume you were while you were doing your planning. And
Yep.
once they start kind of getting low, he kind of comes over with the big jug in his hand and he's like, "Any more here? Any more?"
I think we're going to need it. Yeah, fill us up.
Yeah.
Does another round of this horrendous looking ale and then kind of walks
I'll pay
away.
for this one. I'll get it on mine.
And we'll this time begrudgingly 4 presentations.
Okay. Yeah, so as you've like sat drinking, no one else comes in the inn at all, and he's kind of just sat on like a small like half barrel at the end of the bar. Every time that your drink gets low, he kind of wanders over and asks if you want another one as it's kind of getting later and later. Well, you need to go now up to your room. I've gotta go to bed, you know. Like, I have to be up early in the morning.
What, for all your other customers?
Hey, I'll have you know, we do get some customers sometimes.
Any from the hills?
Oh God.
What hills?
The Serpent Hills.
Ha! Them come down here with us, the meat. I wouldn't think so.
Is the road usually busy into Sakancha?
Nah, they tend to keep to themselves, and not many go there. Is that where you're going?
Might
we
be.
have to
We were
pass
just asking
through.
questions.
We're passing through, but we just didn't want much interaction.
Yeah, that's probably best, to be honest. Stay out of their way. They might try and eat you.
I was going to say, weird folk in that town, isn't it?
Yeah, well, holier than thou, Yanti over there. Seeing everybody else as nothing.
Leaning on the bar, sort of now looking, not wistfully, sort of interested. Like, you must have had plenty of stories coming from them.
From them? Not really. I mean, usually the people who aren't their kind don't come back alive. Fair few coffins sometimes come through here. I wouldn't go there if you can help it.
And yet you're so brave to own a tavern so close to the danger.
They don't often leave the hills. Definitely not this far, not to the tradeway.
Is there anything else you know about them?
Other than avoid them, because they might eat you? No. I know that their towns are usually built into the hills or underground. Very
reminds
secretive.
me of home.
Yeah, sure. If you live underground, I guess it would.
It's like Rickard just literally stands there looking at him and then looks back at himself and he's like, "You realise I'm a dwarf, right?
Plenty of dwarfs don't live underground.
Those aren't dwarfs."
There's tons of them down in Baldur's Gate, and that's not underground.
Yes, and we don't talk about them. Alright, they're what's called not stone touched.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't go around touching stone. Seems like a weird pastime to me, but
Clearly.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, like I
Meaning
say,
he's referring to him as a non-stone touched as well.
room's upstairs.
Right. A pleasure. A pleasure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't think I've had a bedtime in a couple of 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
Judging by those bags on your eyes, I believe it.
I'll
Yeah,
head
so
up to our very inviting ceiling and walls.
yes, so would Rick.
Yeah, so you go up and it's rough looking. There is literally an empty room covered in cobwebs. The floor, you can kind of, at some points, the floorboard is missing and you can see down into the bar below. And the same kind of goes for the roof, where there are some kind of tiles of the roof missing. So the weather can get in.
So is there a lot of dust?
Yes.
Worst Airbnb ever.
Exactly.
We've been there.
1-star review.
Yeah, so there's plenty of space for you to roll out your bedrolls wherever you would want to.
Avoiding the holes.
Avoiding the holes in the ceiling and floor, yes.
Right. I will I guess, bed down for the night. Probably under. Like, did you say there's like bits of roof missing that we can see through?
Yeah.
Probably just a bit where I can look up and just see the sky.
Yeah.
Get myself all comfy in my little bedroll, teeny bedroll.
Cool. Is everybody else bedding down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try and find somewhere that's not under any holes, but if I'm near to any holes, I'm going to try and like rig my shield up to be like almost a canopy over me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's not loads and loads of holes in the ceiling, so you would be able to easily find somewhere where
Okay.
you can lay and not be like rained on if it started raining. Thankfully, you know, as Grumpy said, the weather's good. So as you kind of all lay down somewhat uncomfortably, you've all camped outside before, one would assume, so it's not the absolute worst that you've ever slept in. Vic, can you roll me a D100, please?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Okay. Let's hope it's not a 4 like it was earlier. 30. Oh, you can't see it yet. There you go. 35.
Oh, 35. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Is it?
Yeah. So the night passes, sunlight streams in through the holes in the ceiling. You can hear like noises from downstairs, kind of clattering around. And you've all long rested. Not that you really need it because you haven't really done anything.
And it's been a relatively uneventful, touch wood, couple of days. Well, are there any windows, or are there just holes in the ceiling and floor?
Yeah, there's no
Any
windows
holes
up
in the
here.
walls?
No holes in the walls. The walls
Wow.
are solid. Those are solid walls. 5-star walls.
5-star walls.
7 coppers worth walls.
Exactly.
1-star ceiling.
Well, that definitely was not one of the best night's sleep I've ever had.
I mean, honestly, I would sooner have slept in the elements with the sky above us rather than just through a pinhole in the ceiling. But no matter. To the hills? Is everyone up? I like just give everyone a little kick if they're not awake yet. It's a harmless little kick.
Roll for damage. Yeah, Rick is awake already, and he'd just follow everyone downstairs.
Yeah, I would be awake as well.
Yep. So as you kind of all head downstairs, you would see the same elf guy kind of just starting to stoke the fires and things and get it as hospitable as he can. Really, which is not very hospitable. He kind of like glances behind him and like waves, like kind of not actually maintaining eye contact, just kind of waving as he then goes back to what he was doing.
Thank you for the walls.
Oh, no worries, no problem. If you ever need a place to stay, you know you can rely on the Quiet Serpent. Enjoy your journey to the hills. Be careful, it's treacherous out there.
Yes, you mentioned. Well, yes. We'll see you probably never. Goodbye.
Yep, let's hope I don't see your coffins.
Oh, don't worry. Rick is not going back in a box.
Yep. So as you kind of leave, the road to the east, is no more than kind of a trail, really. It's not definitely not wide enough for a car or anything to have made its way down as you start heading off towards the Serpent Hills.
Yeah, Ricker turns to everyone, and just after they leave, he goes, "Maybe that's a good way to get in. Maybe we turn around and say, oh, we've come to collect some bodies of some previous people that have visited."
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually, Ricker.
If he says that loads of people are always going missing and coffins are coming back down, maybe we can turn around and say, we're the coffin bearers.
Without a coffin, as yet. Do you want to get in a box?
Absolutely not.
And when we are there, how would we disappear into where we need to be once we're there for the boxes?
I say we pick a point as soon as we get in that we all agree upon, and then we all try and just disappear and meet there as soon as possible.
I mean, it's not a bad plan. I can make someone appear dead.
I think we can all make someone appear dead. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this job.
Truly dead. I can make people appear, no heartbeat, no heat.
Again, I think I can do this.
I always get injured on this map.
Wait, in this storm where a horse fell on Dom?
I can't.
Yeah.
Possibly. I have several variations of a similar map.
Yeah.
Is this the famed map I hear so much about?
It is.
It's
It
the
is,
Strahd PTSD map. Yeah.
It is. Oh yeah, remember them trees?
Yeah, like I say, I've got several ones where it's slightly thicker road, ones where there's a little clearing, several different variations. So as you're kind of making your way downtown, can you all roll perception for me, please?
And Bundy's run ahead as well. Scouting
see
ahead.
him. I see him.
Are we in direct sunlight, Lynn?
Yes.
Excellent.
Unless you're going to get under a tree.
No, the target I'm trying to perceive is probably also in direct sunlight, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'd still be at disadvantage.
Yep.
23.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're still at disadvantage. Oh, how terrible. 23. Yeah, so everybody except Arabella, who has a +8. So
I know.
that's
I rolled it
Oh,
too.
that's shocking today.
would see a man kind of laid in the road just up ahead.
A human man?
Sure.
Oh,
His problem.
Yeah, Ricker just go, all right, hold up, it could be a trap.
Yeah, thank.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my shield out.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to. Do I? Can I cast? I'm going to come up to this tree. Can I cast Speak with Plants?
Sure.
And just ask the plant. Anyone else around here hiding in the trees?
So you're asking the tree if there's anybody else hiding in the trees.
Yes.
The tree says yes.
The tree says yes.
Yes.
I tell where?
Pray tell.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And I can turn ordinary terrain caused by plant from this spell. I can turn ordinary terrain where plants are present into difficult terrain that lasts for the duration. can I just do that as far as this will let me? There isn't like a range or area, but just within 30 feet. Can I just within 30 feet of us make everything difficult terrain?
Yeah, just draw it on the map.
Right. Circle. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is a big area again. Dum, dum. Bear with. That, I think.
Okay. Yep.
I'm just going to say, quiet, is everyone near me? I think I'm just going to look towards everyone, and just be like, gesture eyes towards all of the trees. And plants might be able to perform other tasks on your behalf at the GM's discretion. The spell doesn't enable plants to uproot themselves and move about, but they can freely move branches and tendrils and stalks. Can I just say, can you hit them?
To the tree that you're by?
I can speak to all trees within 30 feet.
Okay, yeah.
Communicate with me and follow my simple commands.
Yes, sure. It's like, if they're close.
I would appreciate that. Help us see where they are and give them a good thwack.
Thwack.
Yep.
Do we hear anything?
You cannot hear anything currently, other than obviously the tree talking to you. And he is still, the man is still laid on the road.
Guys, there are people everywhere. Apparently, take care. Can I turn to the tree again?
You've got this.
and just say, when you say everyone, more than us 4? Or us 5?
What? There are more than you, yes.
Can you wiggle a branch and point to where they are?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
It's not what I imagined would be happening, but we're here now, so...
Not really, no.
Yep. Just go with it.
Sure, it wiggles some branches in this direction and some branches over here.
We can't see, you might be on GM layer.
I'm
Or
on
I can't see.
GM layer, yeah. 1 second.
Yeah.
Over here.
Great.
And in this direction as well.
Great.
And then the wind kind of blows the tree and you're not sure whether that was a wiggle.
Was that a wiggle or was that the wind?
The wind always wiggles me.
That's got to be a quote.
This is not what I saw happening, I'm going to be honest.
Thank you for your service. I'll just turn to everyone. Enemies northwest. What's the plan?
Well, Bundy's coming in invisible and is getting in close to check if this gentleman is alive, breathing. What's his, how much he can assess.
Yeah, can he roll perception for me?
Yeah, let me look at his stat log. What's perception based off? Where is it? Nope, he's got no pluses or anything on that, I don't think. Or Tane.
Yeah, he's a man who is laying there. As far as Bundy can tell, it looks like he's asleep. He is breathing, and Bundy can't see any wounds on him or anything.
Yeah, okay. So I'll be like, he's definitely not alive. They're not dead, guys. He's breathing. Can't tell if he's asleep, but it's an odd spot to be asleep, so I think he's playing possum.
I could try and wake him.
I could try Eldritch Blast next to him.
That's,
Or we could just shoot him.
yeah, I was going to say that's less painful than my option, but sure.
Hmm?
That would alert everyone.
Ooh,
I mean, who's to say they don't already know that we're here?
Yeah, I think they're looking at us right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I say we shoot him.
No, so we shoot the ground around him and scare the hell out of him.
Be my guess.
Or I say we set fire to the forest.
Also
No, no.
dramatic.
Burn them out.
No. Fire has its place, but not against the living. Plants.
Hey, newbie.
Huh.
How would you tackle this? And I sort of lean back and cross my arms a bit.
Well, I imagine there are people hidden in the trees. They're waiting for us to approach the man up there, and then they'll, he'll spring up and try and attack us, and they'll rush out. So, the way I see it, there's two things we can do. We attack him before he attacks us, or we spring the trap.
What's he wearing, Lynn?
He is wearing, let me tell you, 1 second. Oh, my Roll20 is not playing today. He is wearing what looks like leather armor.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, if I remember correctly, OC, both me and Meshach have got alert.
No, I don't think I do.
I could have sworn you did.
It's in Hans game, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Oh, well, I've got alert,
Yeah,
so they ain't getting advantage on my butt.
I do not have alert. I have a Bundy.
I mean, I'm going to say you've been quite a while kind of just
I know. I'm just
there.
going to point and shoot.
Okay, I was going to start a timer then, basically going, right, come on, guys.
But I'm not going to shoot him. I'm going to aim for here beside him.
Oh.
Eldritch Blast beside him.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I'm gonna draw my rapier and just be ready.
Yeah, I've got my shotgun ready.
Do I want me to roll for that? To make
yeah,
sure I
roll to
don't
hit,
get a nat
I
1 and hit him
guess.
instead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An 11?
Yeah, so you're fine. You do hit the ground. As you hit the ground, this guy screams very loudly.
Morning!
Yeah. And boop.
Mm.
And oh, that is not what I meant to click. What in the heck is going on here?
Jesus.
And could people roll initiative, please? But they will not get a surprise round because you knew about them.
I accidentally rolled with disadvantage. That wasn't my intention.
Oh my god, nat 1.
You are not.
I think I've rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3 on the only things that I've had to roll. We can see that, Lynn, that you've just rolled, by the way.
Interesting. Why can you see that? Is it because I didn't turn it off on here? Yes, it is. Awesome. For it to auto roll damage, which is irritating. Okay. Is that everybody on their initiative? Yes.
Do me and Q need to roll these? 'Cause we both got 6.
I feel that yours was a nat 1. I feel there should be penalty
Yeah.
for that.
Well, I feel that I've got a +5
Humans.
X, so maybe I should go first.
Yes, you can roll again, Rose. If
Thank you. I didn't mean to give myself disadvantage. Watch this being that one. Oh!
Nice. Okay, so yeah, we'll just bump Arabella down.
Disrespect.
The disrespect. So just for my info, Vic, the circle, is that difficult terrain for everybody?
That's difficult terrain for everybody. But it doesn't say all has to be difficult terrain, so I can make. It's not a very well written spell. It doesn't say it takes an action to change stuff into difficult terrain or not. It doesn't say it has to be the whole area, just that I can turn difficult terrain into ordinary terrain. I'll share it in Roll20.
Yeah. Okay. You can also turn growth into ordinary terrain. Oh, so you can turn off difficult terrain basically, or you can turn it on.
Yeah. Happy for it to be an action or a bonus action or whatever you want, whatever you feel is right.
It is badly worded, isn't it?
It's horrendously worded. I think it's like a basic rules spell before they got all rules lawyery.
Okay, so I'm going to say then that it's a bonus action to either turn it on or off.
And all at once, or I can turn bits?
All at once.
All at once, that's cool.
Yep.
It's all difficult terrain at the minute because I never changed it from when it was.
Okay, yep.
So everyone inside the circle has got difficult terrain.
Yes.
Yes, and when people walk inside the circle, they enter into difficult terrain. Maybe not the road, Lynn. Is the road
The
full
road
of...
is full of it's trail.
Gravel.
So the plants have been kind of stomped down. It's mainly just dirt, I guess.
Probably
So
not the road,
Probably
actually.
not
So
the
it's
road.
probably not
The road is probably okay.
cool.
Rika, you're up first.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot someone.
Okay.
Let me just check the range on this bad boy. Well, I'm gonna try to shoot someone. Jesus. Yeah, 60 foot. And when it explodes within 15 feet. Yeah, alright, okay, so I think I can hit this dude here I'm going for.
This one, yeah? Yep.
Yep. Because if it succeeds, then certain people within a 5 feet distance, I think they will take damage as well if it succeeds. So.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh Lord. Oh, the dice gods are on my side today.
They're just blessing you because you get to actually use your blunderbuss.
Yeah, just the one time.
So one
The
time. Entire campaign, one time.
Okay, yeah, so he's firing off a boom and
Nice. Okay.
that's for that poor bugger there.
Yep.
But because it actually hit, I will share it because I can only make half sense of this. I can't remember. But I do believe.
Everything we must make a dex saving throw. Or
Yeah.
1d8 fire damage.
So both of them have to make a saving throw for 8, 9, 10. Where's my proficiency bonus? Yeah, 3. So 11.
Okay. So dex save.
Oh man.
21 and 12.
Yeah. I don't think they get anything on a fail or so that's fine.
Okie dokie. Anything else?
Bonus actions. I don't think I've got any. Oh no, wait, yeah, I have to reload data. So oh no, I remember when you agreed to this based on the fact that it can do the misfire or something like that, which would take a full turn to fix it and sort it out. I think you said it was fine and it would class as a reload per turn.
Okay.
if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, because the risk of a backfire or a reload. There it is. Before I spend one action, one attack or one action to reload, it can be fired a number of times.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, that's it. That's me.
Okay, so these guys are going to attempt to start moving. So they're going to go 5, 15 because that's difficult terrain. Back onto the road. To get to there. This guy's going to go 15. To there. And they are both going to swing with their great axes. So one on Arabella for 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, it's 12 slashing.
I
ooh.
am going to, as a reaction, I'm going to try and parry it.
Yeah.
So I need to roll a superiority dice. So it's 1d8 plus 5. It reduces the damage by 5, so 8. So it's just 4 damage.
Yep. And then an attack on Rika for 16.
Yeah, I'm going to use my reaction to cast Shield. So that knocks my armor class up to 19 until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So that was a miss now. So that's them. Vic.
I'm going to walk 10, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to use a bonus action to take on a starry form. And I think just between all of the scales going up my stomach, you see like it looks like fiery light kind of forms the shape of a bow with an arrow nocked in it. And I start to glow and I emit like bright light for like 10 feet. And I'm going to use a bonus action. As part of that bonus action, I can fire a starry form at this guy here. I'll ping it in chat because it's new and I've not seen it before. Dum dum. I'm going to take the form of the archer. So when I activate the form as a bonus action on my turns, I can make a ranged spell attack, hurling an arrow at a creature within 60 feet. On a hit, it takes radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus wisdom.
Okay, so which one are you going for again, sorry?
I'm going for the one next to Rico.
Yep.
And I think because of pack tactics, I get advantage.
Don't we have to be within a range of you?
No, a creature, if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature.
All right,
yeah.
Yep.
It is
Sorry.
nice. I've never hit things before. I usually just roll around on the floor.
Oh.
25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You hit things now.
Hit things now. For 7.
Yep.
And then in my other hand, I'm going to just curl my reptilian fingers around and produce a flame.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to throw that flame at the same guy.
Yep.
So I'll roll that with advantage as well. Thank God for advantage.
Yep.
That's another 5 damage.
Okie dokie.
And I'm done.
Okay. So this guy is going to go 5, 10, 15, 30 to there. These guys are going to go 10, 20. There. So this guy that ran up here is going to try and attack Rika with his mace. With an 18 to hit.
No, because it's gone up to 19 until the start of my next
and
turn.
Second attack was an 8, so that is also a miss. The others are going to fire their crossbows. So this one is going to go for Meshach with a 17 to hit.
Yep.
That's 5 piercing. This one is going to go for Rika with 16. That's a miss. And these two here are going to go for Arabella. With both of them got an 8. So I assume they miss.
Yeah. I just like dodge out of the way.
Yeah, you just like Neo dodging the bullets.
Yeah, absolutely.
And over to Meshach.
I see. Bundy will take turn order after me.
Yep.
So Arabella gets shafted back one.
Okay.
Right. Oldie but Goldie, gonna Eldritch Blast this guy.
Yep.
I'm not.
Nope.
So I'll try again with my second one. Same guy. 19
Better. Yep.
or 11.
Yep.
For now, that will no. What the hell? To Rika. Bardic Inspiration, like, you got this, old fella. Nothing's gonna stop you, not even some lumpy ground.
Thank you.
So what's your bardic? 1d.
1d,
Six.
I think it's still quite a low one, I think. It's Bardic is 1d6.
Yep. Okie dokie. And then Bundy, if that's you done.
Yep, that is me done. He can move 40, so let's just move him to there. And now, still invisible, just to there. And that's Bundy done.
Okie dokie. And Arabella.
Okay, so like you would all see, Arabella just looks totally calm, like is not phased by this at all, and she like almost drops back into like a very obviously practiced like fencing kind of position, with like her sword out in front of her and her other arm across herself with the shield, and she like it's almost lazy. She just like whips the rapier across the guy in front of her twice.
Amazing.
Like it's only her wrist that moves, like nothing else moves. Where's my rapier? There.
Yep. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so he's still standing, but yeah, you kind of like cut across his face several times.
Okay. And then I will I am going to use one of my maneuvers and do a quick toss. So as a bonus action, I can throw one of my daggers at one of them. So I'm gonna throw a dagger at this one.
Yep.
So I think it takes the, if it hits, it takes extra damage, yeah, from the superiority dice. So
Yeah, that hits.
and then there's another 1d8 damage on top of that. So
Nice.
it's 14 altogether.
Okay, okay. Anything else?
Does the one in front of me look? I mean, it's not like super rough. It just looks like it's taking some damage.
It's taken some damage. It's not super, like, it's not hanging out of his ass or anything, but yeah, he has taken damage.
Okay, I'll save my action surge for a bit. That's me done.
Rika.
Yeah, first of all, you can delete those silly circles if
Okay.
people can see them. I'm really sorry about that. I do apologise. And I don't know how to remove them. I was trying to do a 10-foot radius. Where is it? I'm going to throw one of my bombs.
All right. Okay.
I'll just share it so it's quicker because I'm not very good and adept at explaining things. I also have a special feature that means I can sculpt the blast.
Okay. Yeah.
And I can protect, based on my intelligence score, I can protect 2 people if they're caught in it. I think that includes myself. And I'm trying to, if I put it there or threw it to there, would that affect everybody, including me and Arabella?
So a 10-foot radius would be like 10 foot like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was my that was my
So it'd
thinking.
be
Yeah.
you. It wouldn't hit Arabella.
Oh well, yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I can use my blast thing for me then. Yeah, that's fine. I have Blast Sculptor, so it just says at 5th level you learn how to protect someone from the full effect of your bombs. Whenever you use one bomb, you can choose a number of people in the blast radius equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1, to automatically succeed the saving throw.
Okay. So you're automatically succeeding, and then it's
Yep.
the other 4 kind of around you that are gonna have to do their dex saves.
That's right.
Okay. What is the saving throw? What is the dex?
I can't bloody see. Dex 11.
So that's them 2, done it, and 1, 2. Okay, so
I roll a 3d6, and then whoever succeeded takes half. Whoever failed takes all.
okay, so this is the only one that failed. The others got 2 19s and a 13. So he's going to take the full 12, and the others are going to take half. So they're going to take 6. Boom. Boom. Yeah, so these 2 here are looking pretty rough now. They're not loving life.
Yeah, so literally all people would have seen is like Rika just going clear, and he's just thrown a grenade, and just a huge, big blast of cloud and black smoke, and then the next thing you see is just him, like chuckling, just going as he's like wafting smoke away from his face. And that's it.
Okay. So both berserkers are going to attack. One at Arabella. 21
Just hits.
for 7 slashing.
Okay.
And then one at Rika for 11. I assume that does not hit.
It does not, no.
Okie dokie. And that's them.
The gods are on my side today.
Vic.
I will bring another like fiery arrow, and I'm going to fling it at this guy again and try and
Yep.
beat him down. $26.
Oh, nice. Yep.
For 12.
Oh, nice.
And then I am going to, again, other hand, I'm going to draw a flame, and I'm going to fling a flame at him. Does he look hurt? He looks hurt, right?
Oh, yeah, he looks hurt. Yeah, definitely.
It's a 14.
That hits.
Wow. Okay, great. For 14.
Oh, he looks really hurt now. He is barely standing.
I'm just going to yell, "Yeah, the burnt one! The burnt one!" And I'm done.
Okay. So it's going to move to here. Both of these 2 here are going to attempt to attack Rika, who just blew them up. So that is... So 16 for the first hit.
I'm going to use shield again.
Okay, yeah. So that's a miss. Second hit is a 23.
Yeah, that's gonna
So
hit.
that's just 7 bludgeoning.
Yep.
And then the second one's going to take its 2 attacks with a 17. That misses, doesn't it?
Yep.
And a 12. That also misses. The
Yep.
others are going to continue firing. So this guy is going to fire at Meshach again with a 16.
Yep.
That's just 3 piercing damage. The other 2 are going to fire at Arabella with a 15
Misses.
and a 21
Just hits.
for 8 piercing. And then we are over to Meshach.
Okay, so aiming for this guy at the top.
Yep.
I am going to Mind Sliver.
Oh, okay.
So he needs to make a intelligence saving throw.
Oh, Lord, okay.
Of 15.
Oh, he got 14.
Yes. All right. So now that will be 2d6.
Okie dokie.
What's that? There we go. That's my 2d6. Okay, so for 8.
Yep.
And now he has 1d4 less on his next saving throw. As my bonus action, I'm going to be like, forgot what I was going to say. I'm going to do Bardic Inspiration for Bundy. My friend, this is your moment. Show him what you've got.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'm going to use my restricted movement to move behind the tree.
Okay. Yeah. And
Yep.
Bundy?
Is doing nothing.
He's doing nothing.
Nope.
Okay. Arabella.
Okay, I'm going to move in here and I'm going to attack this one.
Yep.
Oh, come
It's a
on.
miss.
Yeah, second one.
That's a hit. Yep.
Okay, and then I'm going to do what's it called? Sorry. Sweeping attack. So I can expend a superiority die to deal damage to another creature within 5 feet of the original target.
Okay.
And within my reach. So I'm next to him now, so he is within my reach. So that is going to do 1d8 of damage to this injured one here.
Yep. Oh my God. I was getting ready to put the X on him then, like, yeah, this is going to be it. No, it's not. It's still standing.
There's just anybody who was watching her very closely. Again, she still looks really calm, but you just see her like jaw clench in frustration. I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
You are.
Yes, I am getting that fightery goodness. And this time I'm just going to try and attack the injured one.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Okay, cool. And then with my second attack, I'll go for the other one that I've been fighting.
Yep. Oh, nice. Yep, he's looking ropey now as well.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I am going to second wind.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man, a 1 again.
Oh, wow. Change the dice. Whatever your dice you're rolling with, change them.
Dice jail.
Okay, is that everything for you?
Yeah, that's me.
Rika.
Yeah. Thankfully, that one has been dispatched. Rika's going to shoot this one, or potentially shoot this one with his shotgun. Point blank range. Oh Lord.
A 17 is a hit.
Yeah. Which means the one to the left
So
has to pass a save. What's it say again? God's sake. I've got to get used to this.
was it a dex save?
Upon a hit, everything within 5 feet, so I can basically offset it and just get out of it with my amazing dexterity with explosions and explosives. So I might have to still do the check as well.
Sorry.
Everything within 5 feet of the target must make a dexterity
Yeah,
saving
it's a dex
throw.
save.
Yeah, equal to 8 plus 3.
But that's me as well.
No, it's within 5 feet,
of that creature.
and I shot that one.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
thought
so
you
you're
did
fine.
one.
You're okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was so glad you killed the other one, because I was going to shoot the middle one.
11.
And it says,
So
what,
was a
that
save,
beats
wasn't
it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Anything else?
well, I have to do my save as well, but I think if I pass it, I just even if I have to take half, it don't matter. So, dex saving throw. 11. Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. So this one here is going to attack Arabella. No, it's not. Oh, with a 13, it's not, is it?
No, miss.
Yeah. Vic.
I am going to throw an arrow at the one that looks a wee bit hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Dum dum dum. 18 to hit.
Yep.
I'm loving this advantage. What a delight. Oh, that's less of a delight. 5 damage.
Yeah, it's still, it's looking very ropey.
Looking very rough. Here we go with the flame. Vic's got he's scrunching his face up as he's trying to make all of this. Hasn't exerted himself in a while. 26.
Oh, nice. Yep.
God, I wish all of my characters could roll this well. If only Pebble could roll like this. For 13.
That's enough. That is enough.
Great. He goes up in flames as he drops to the ground.
Yep.
And I am just going to. No, I'm going to stay where I am. I'm done.
Okay. So this one is going to kind of. Yeah, they're both going to attack Rika because he's the one that's been. Oh, I can close that.
Fair.
6 is a miss, I guess.
Yeah.
19.
I'll take it.
That's 7 damage.
Yep.
Bludgeoning. Then the next one is an 8. That's a miss. And a nat 20.
Oh,
for 24,
Lord.
So that is.
Can I choose to take it now on that one? Oh, no,
what?
because it won't matter anyway.
Yeah.
It won't matter anyway. I just realised.
So that
Damn.
is 13 bludgeoning damage in total.
Oh,
For that one.
Oh,
the others are
Lord.
going to keep firing. You've got jumped behind the tree now, so he can't see you. So he is going to fire at the person who just killed someone. So this guy up here is going to fire at Vic with a 5. I assume that misses.
I think I just hunch over in pain for a moment and he just sails straight across my head.
Goes straight across you. And then the other 2 are going to keep the attack up on Arabella for a 21. For 9
just hits.
piercing. And a 19.
Misses.
Yep. Then we're round to Mishak.
Meshach's going to pass his turn on to Bundy.
Okay.
Yep. So Bundy is now going to sweep in and attack this guy.
Yep.
Would he have advantage because he's invisible?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. What about
That's a hit.
Did that come through?
12, yep.
Oh, sorry, wrong screen. Okay, sweet. For the hit, he takes 1d4 plus 3, and then 3d6 for poison damage. If he makes a Constitution saving throw, he takes half as much of the damage, but he's had the Mind Sliver, so he has the penalty for that.
Okay, yeah, so roll the initial damage, which was
So
your
1d4 plus 3.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh,
So he takes 4.
Yep. And then he needs to make a con save.
Con save of 11.
But it's a minus
Minus the...
D4, yeah.
So did he...
Oh,
make
he
that?
failed. That made him fail.
Yes. So that's 3d6. For 9.
Nice, yep.
Yeah. So that's...
Yeah, he's
his-
looking ropey as hell.
And that's him for poisoned. Yeah.
Got everything?
I guess so.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Do I have any other bonus actions other than Bardic? No. Yep, so no, that will do.
Okay. And we are on Arabella.
Okay. I'm just wrist is going to flick out, and I'm just going to attack the guy that's directly in front of Rika with the rapier.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit, yep. 7. Nice. Yeah, he's looking rough as hell.
And that might be it. Let me just see. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Rika.
Yeah, I get disadvantage on firebolt that within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Yeah. So while my blunderbuss is not reloaded, I am just going to smack the guy in front of me with a hand axe across the face.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
It's 1 point off in it.
Yeah.
It's 1 point off in it. Damn it. Oh dear. Oh god, I don't get 2 attacks because I've got a bloody artificer. Yeah, that's my go.
Okay. Vic.
I'm going to. This guy is the guy that just hit me with the crossbow bolt, yeah?
Yeah.
Or tried to.
No, it was this guy up here.
Oh, he's so far away. Yeah, okay. I'm going to. I'm going to fling a arrow at this chap. The chap that looks less hurt.
Yep.
Dum 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 dum. 16.
That's a hit.
Delightful. For 12.
That's exactly what you needed.
Wow.
Nice.
Great. And then I'm going to. Oh, what do I do if that's the case? He looks nearly. Do these two that are taking damage both look quite hurt?
This one here in front of Rika looks very hurt, like barely standing. This one up here looks quite hurt, but not as badly hurt as the one in front of Rika.
I will. Can I see Bundy now.
Yeah, it's not invisible.
Yep.
Right, so I would have advantage on him, wouldn't I?
Yes.
I'm going to like crunch my hands together like Dragon Ball Z style, and then like fling out a like ball of like bright red starlight and cast guiding bolt at that guy.
Oh, nice.
19
Yeah.
for 13 damage.
Yep.
Wow, yikes.
Vic is
I'm
dead.
gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little dance, honestly. I'm done.
It's like an old Jedi kobold.
So this guy that is barely standing is going to attempt to lash out with his mace once at Rika with a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna slap
That's
me.
4 bludgeoning.
Yep.
And then he's going to try Arabella for a 9 to hit.
Nope.
The other two, one of them, this one here, is going to continue to shoot at Arabella. 9.
Nope.
And this one here is going to go for Vic with an 11. I assume that misses Vic. It does miss Vic. I just checked his AC.
Thank you.
Mishak.
Stepping out. Oops, no, wrong button. Stepping out from behind the tree. Hands both in front, like pistols. First one, Eldritch Blast to this guy.
Yep.
And then, like, it's almost going to be like a double action. Go, doof, doof. So hopefully the first one's fast enough to hit it and drop him. And the second one will, if it works, oops, I should have been in a straight line, keeping through to the one at the back.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because they're in a straight line. I mentioned that. 25 for the first one.
Yep. That's
And the second one, flowing straight through. 16.
Yeah, nice.
For 7. So it's like, doof, doof.
Awesome. Yeah.
That will do for me.
Anything from Bundy?
He's going to sort of turn to look at the guy that I just shot, the second one.
Yep.
Sort of screech at him and pull out his dagger and just sort of like lean in with that, like his tail poised out pointing one side and the dagger pointing out the other side, and just sort of start to leer across at the guy.
Okay. Arabella.
So I would like to pull my dagger out of the guy that's in. I threw it out. That's in front of me.
Yep.
And then I'm going to run up to the road. Isn't difficult terrain.
The
is
road
it?
isn't.
So
Yeah.
stay on
as
the
long as you're
yeah.
on the road.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up to here, and then as I'm running, I'm gonna basically pick up the dagger and throw it as my.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Let me just check actually that I can do that. Hold on. Oh yeah, don't have to make an attack first. So yeah, I'm gonna do quick toss again. So I'm gonna chuck the dagger at him as I run towards him.
Yep.
And it does an extra my superiority dice of damage.
Nice.
So that's
Yep.
3, and then 2 strikes with the rapier.
Okay. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. These poor guys. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. You just absolutely destroyed him. Didn't stand a chance.
Amazing. That's me.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's you. Okay. Thanks. Rika.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need to do anything by the looks of this. So I'm just gonna like take a potion of greater healing.
Yeah.
4d4 plus 4.
I was gonna say, don't necessarily waste it, but okay.
Well, I've got like other healing as well, but I'm saving those for just in case of other reasons.
Okay.
So that's 15. That's 39. That's much better. There we go. Ricker no longer has a nosebleed. And he's going to move a little bit further down here so that although our little cobalt like psychopath is perfectly capable of dishing out the damage, I'll stay down here just so that someone will shoot me instead of him.
Okay. Is that everything? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Vic.
Vic's got like a mad grin on his face now, and he's like,
Jesus Christ, and I've just stood right in front of him.
like he looks like a supernova. Honestly, I'm just gonna come like 10 feet up, and I'm gonna cast another guiding bolt at this chap.
Yep.
Dum 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 dum. Where's my button? There we go. Oh no!
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
That is a hit.
Wow. Okay. That's 9 damage, and that gives me advantage on the next attack. And I'm going to fling a arrow at him. Also, 21.
That's a hit.
Or 9.
Nice.
And I'm done.
Okay. Yep. So he is going to be utterly panicked and just attempt to fire back at you, Vic, with a 4.
Come and have a go. No, 4 doesn't hit.
Mishak.
Meshach, that's 60 feet, that should be more than enough. Yeah, sweet. Having seen that pitiful attempt, he's just going to shout out across the field. If you were any worse at this, you'd be doing our jobs for us. Vicious mockery.
Nice.
Which is a wisdom save.
Yep.
15.
Oh, he got a nat 20.
Oh.
He can't hear you. He's got like a helmet on or something. He can't hear.
Damn him. Yeah, no. That'll do me.
Okay. Anything from Bundy?
Oh, it's just going to fly over and get right in his face. So it's just like, wrong button again. At full speed, he's just going to dart and fly over and just like stop and screech in his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
This man is having the worst day of his life right now. Arabella. I think it's going to get worse as well.
I'm gonna take my dagger out of the body in front of me.
Yeah.
And having seen Mishak just fail to do whatever he wanted to do, I'm just gonna shout across, "Don't worry, I'll finish him off."
Here we go.
And please.
Yep, that's a hit. He's looking bad. Yeah, you finish him off. Are you doing it with any specific flair or?
I think the thing about Arabella is every time she fights, it's like she wastes no energy. She is clearly like highly trained swordswoman, and yeah, she's just as she like slashes across his chest with the second attack, she's just gonna look like glance over her shoulder and smirk at Mishak.
Okay, you are out of turn order.
So there's only 3 of us coming, like, back after this then. I feel like one of these guys is gonna die. Yeah, immediately Ricker would go straight over to the one that he shot first, and he would start, like, rummaging through his stuff.
Yeah, roll me investigation. Yeah, you don't really. He's got kind of hide armor on. and you kind of like, and his great axe, obviously, and you kind of like rooting around to see if you can find like a coin purse or anything. You can't find anything.
Oh well.
I'll
Can
also
I-
do a check of these other guys that are like here.
Yeah, I'd like to check these two up here as well.
Yeah, investigation for anybody who's checking anybody.
It's such good investigation.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I'd also reload my blunderbuss.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Vic, you don't find anything on them. These guys are wearing leather armor. They have heavy crossbows and maces. But you don't see anything. Arabella, you find a kind of coin pouch on there, and he's got 66 silver pieces.
I'm just going to tuck it into my, I don't know, pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a nice little change of pace, wasn't it?
Bracing.
Louder than last time.
Yeah. Got to say, you're a dab hand with that little pointy stick you've got there.
She just kind of like bows, but like with the rapier as like an extension of her arm, almost.
Keep your distance. None of that. None of that. No making. Sim, what you can do now?
I'm gonna laugh and then put my rapier back in its. I was gonna say holster. It's not a gun. What's it called?
Is it a scabbard?
Scabbard. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I assume it's gone by now. I
mean, it's not gone. It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes is still there.
In fact, can I go up to these trees and just ask? Are there any more people we should be worried about in the trees?
Not that we've seen with our eyes. Not that we feel.
Not that we feel. Okay.
Also, just adding it in OC just in case does turn into something. The guy that I shot and killed, I forgot to get my Dark One's blessing from that, which was 9-10 hit points. So I just added that on just in case something else pops out to attack us.
Okay. Well, I've just clocked the time. So if it's okay with everybody, that is where we will end today's session.
Amazing. Yes.
Awesome.